made better.
Okay.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Anna Jar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. We interrupt our regularly scheduled program for this special presentation of Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 1063. The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 1063.
Oh, it's a cannon shot! Go ahead and give him the goal of the week!
This is the Inter Miami pregame show, live from the ESPN West Palm studios. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Inter Miami is seeking another trophy, and the journey begins tonight in the Leagues Cup from Fort Lauderdale, Chase Stadium. It is Inter Miami of Major League Soccer and legendary Mexican side Atlas from Liga MX. And we welcome you on this Wednesday night on the Inter Miami Radio Network. Inter Miami and Atlas for the first time ever will square off. And good to have you alongside. I am Ken LaVicka. And to my right, Oscar Gonzalez, the OG on-site engineer. Mike Rizzo is off tonight. Colin Russo making sure that things run smoothly. And we thank him for hanging out with us back in the network studios in West Palm Beach. First and foremost, and so many storylines with Inter Miami, as always, because, well, it's Inter Miami. It is the largest soccer circus on the planet right now. So take your pick. Do you start with Lionel Messi? Do you start with his new friend who has shown up on the Inter Miami roster? Let's start first with Lionel Messi for old time's sake. No longer suspended, served his one-game punishment for missing the Major League Soccer All-Star game 2 weeks ago. He did not play, did not see action, was relegated to street clothes and sitting pitch side in a 0-0 draw with the now second-place team in the MLS Supporter Shield, FC Cincinnati. Jordi Alba joined him, also suspended for missing the MLS festivities. All the while, Rodrigo de Paul had finished off the final stages, put pen to paper with the loan to Inter Miami from Atletico Madrid. In fact, it was the introduction of Rodrigo de Paul that got everybody off on a festive foot before the kickoff against FC Cincinnati. He trained off to the side during the course of the week, did not see any action with the actual club during training. Why? Because there were formalities with his visa to take care of. In fact, yesterday, Javier Mascherano, first-year Inter Miami manager, said, hey, we're waiting on this visa. If it comes at some point today, which was Tuesday, perhaps he will be available for me tomorrow and be a part of the team. Everybody assumed, well, if the visa comes in, if it's expedited, then Rodrigo de Paul will come off the bench and perhaps make his debut for Inter Miami. Surprise, surprise. Not only did the visa come in, not only is De Paul available for Inter Miami, Rodrigo de Paul is debuting in the starting 11 tonight for Inter Miami. De Paul is in the midfield, a midfield that features Talasco Segovia, Sergio Busquets, De Paul, and Tadeo Allende. So Inter Miami fans, if you were excited about De Paul taking the pitch for the first time in a pink Inter Miami shirt, well, guess what? He's in the 11 tonight. That is the big breaking news, not only at Inter Miami, not only in the Leagues Cup, but it is the biggest story on the planet right now in football. Rodrigo de Paul, mere days after signing with Inter Miami, the temporary loan from Atletico Madrid that's going to turn permanent, the Argentine world champion and one of the closest friends and teammates of Lionel Messi will start tonight for Inter Miami. against this Atlas side. So 0-0 was the draw against FC Cincinnati, and we'll go through the full starting 11s in just a moment. Atlas, meanwhile, has just started its Apertura portion of the Liga MX season. Only 3 matches into that. That will span into the early stages, I should say, of 2026. A 3-1 loss at Monterrey on Saturday. Atlas proficient at scoring goals. The defense has been a struggle going back to the Clausura segment of their campaign during the spring and into the early summer. We'll talk in depth about Atlas, but this is only the second time all time in an official match that Inter Miami is taking on a club from Liga MX. If you recall, it was Cruz Azul here in Fort Lauderdale back in the 2023 Leagues Cup. Lionel Messi making his debut that match in an Inter Miami shirt, and the dramatic late free kick goal for Messi that delivered Inter Miami the victory. Inter Miami would go on to beat Atlanta United in that 2023 Leagues Cup group stage, and then, as dramatic as it comes, round of 32, beat Orlando City 3-1. 2 goals for Lionel Messi in that match. And then a trip to FC Dallas, 4-4 after 95-3 in penalties. Inter Miami wins. Messi, another brace in that match. Then a 4-0 whitewashing of Charlotte in the round of 16. Make that the round of 8, the quarterfinals. In the semifinals of the 2023 Leagues Cup, all Inter Miami. 4-1 over Philadelphia Union. Messi scoring against Charlotte. Messi scoring against Philadelphia. And then the classic in the final at Nashville. 1-1 full time. And yes, Lionel Messi scoring for Inter Miami. Papa Pico, by the way, for Nashville. And then that legendary 10-9 shootout result where Drake Callender, Inter Miami goalkeeper, not only planted the game-winning penalty, then made the game-winning penalty save just moments later. And that was the first trophy in Inter Miami history, and the first trophy Lionel Messi helped deliver to Inter Miami. Of course, the Supporter Shield came last season. Inter Miami last year, disappointing for them. They bowed out in the round of 16 in the Leagues Cup. A come-from-behind Columbus Crew win. Columbus would go on to win the Leagues Cup in 2024. But there is a renewed sense of purpose for Inter Miami. There is certainly a little bit of chip on shoulder for Inter Miami after what happened to Lionel Messi and Jordi Alba facing suspension in a pivotal regular season match against who was at the time in FC Cincinnati, the top side in all of Major League Soccer. Lionel Messi, last time we saw him, he was unhappy with the MLS decision. Jorge Mas, the principal owner of Inter Miami, managing partner, conveying that Messi was extremely upset. Same story for Jordi Alba, and also flat out saying that it could affect, there's a possibility it affects the contract renegotiation that Inter Miami and Lionel Messi have been working on for quite some time. Now, nothing further has come of that to this juncture, but certainly something that MLS officials are tracking. But what will make Lionel Messi happy? Rodrigo de Paul, one of his closest friends, one of his most trusted teammates, a man who they have nicknamed Messi's bodyguard because of his incredibly high engine and his penchant for being right up on a player who might dare send Lionel Messi to the turf. Rodrigo de Paul is an engine in the midfield, as true a box-to-box midfielder as you're going to find on the face of the earth, and he will debut in the starting 11 tonight for Inter Miami. It is an extremely exciting time in South Florida as Inter Miami gets this League Cup campaign underway against Atlas of Liga MX. Here are the 3 group stage competition, I should say, the opponents for Inter Miami in this Leagues Cup 2025. It starts tonight against Atlas. Saturday night, Necaxa will be the opponent right here at Shea Stadium. Perhaps you are watching the FX reality show documentary on Necaxa at this moment. Maybe you can study up on them before they come in to Shea Stadium over the weekend. And then it is historic Pumas that will make the trip to Fort Lauderdale midweek next week in the final match of group stage play. Inter Miami will get back to the MLS campaign on August the 9th. Now, Atlas has Inter Miami tonight. Then it is a trip up the Turnpike to play Orlando City over the weekend. And then the Peach State will host Atlas against Atlanta United, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That will be Wednesday of next week. So those are the opponents for both of these sides tonight. It is a completely new format, a completely new setup in 2025 for this Leagues Cup that tries to maximize MLS against Liga MX. And we are going to dive into that in great detail so you know what is happening as Inter Miami embarks on a mission to win another trophy in the 7-year history, number 3 in the 7-year history of Inter Miami football. We'll also go through the starting 11s. We'll learn about Atlas and how they have fared, not only in the 3 matches of their Apertura season, but also Clausura, where it was a disappointing finish, especially for an organization the stature of Atlas, now sitting at well over 100 years old in its existence. Inter Miami and Atlas, first time these two clubs have ever met one another. It is only the second time that Inter Miami has ever played a Liga MX side in an official sanctioned match, and it starts this competition coming up at just after 7:30 Eastern time here in South Florida. Up next, we know thy opponent. Atlas coming north across the border here to the Panhandle, South Florida, to take on Inter Miami. And we will get the full rundown on Atlas when we return. Inter Miami, Atlas, group stage match number 1 in the 2025 Leagues Cup. This is the Inter Miami Radio Network.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Coming September 2nd to ESPN Radio, The Rich Eisen Show.
Quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold is here. Good to see you, Sam. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm good.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Orioles infielder, one of the top prospects in all of Major League Baseball, Jackson Holliday. Jackson, how are you?
Doing great.
Academy Award winner Robert De Niro. How are you, sir?
I'm okay, thank you.
NFL royalty, Radio Savage. It's Rich Eisen at noon, starting September 2nd on ESPN 106.3.
Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5. With a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage built with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Our best made better.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the Inter Miami pregame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Mike Rizzo off tonight. Ken LaVicka with you in Fort Lauderdale Chase Stadium, and I will have your call as kickoff approaches just after 7:30 Eastern Time. Colin Russo back to the network studios in West Palm Beach. On-site engineer Oscar Gonzalez, the OG, here pitch side in Fort Lauderdale. Inter Miami and Atlas MLS taking on Liga MX in the first match of the group stage of the 2025 Leagues Cup. MLS play will not resume for Inter Miami until the 9th of August. Jorge Mas stood in the midfield circle this past Saturday prior to kickoff against FC Cincinnati and said, "We continue to build the most dominant team in the history of Major League Soccer," in advance of introducing Rodrigo de Paul, world champion Argentine midfielder, to the capacity crowd at Chase Stadium. Well, tonight, Rodrigo de Paul is not only available after getting his visa taken care of, he will be in an Inter Miami shirt. He will be in Inter Miami's starting 11. It is shocking. Very few expected that, but Rodrigo de Paul, who came into South Florida extremely fit because he played in all 3 matches for Atletico Madrid in the FIFA Club World Cup. He didn't have a whole lot of work to do to get his conditioning back up. He couldn't train with the team, but he was training off to the side for multiple days because, well, he's just a flat-out, straight-up competitor, a dog, if you will. At least that's what we call them in this nation. But he is absolutely worth all of the hype and all of the expectation. Rodrigo de Paul, 2022 World Cup champion, and he joins Lionel Messi as well as Luis Suarez and Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba and this Inter Miami side who are trying to get back to winning ways in the Leagues Cup after a disappointing bouncing from this tournament, round of 16 against Columbus last season. Kickoff right around 7:30, starting 11 in just a couple of minutes. But let's learn about Atlas out of Guadalajara. They are 1 victory, 1 defeat, 1 draw, early portion of the Apertura season. The Apertura season goes from May through December, Clausura and Liga MX, then January through May. Atlas finished 14th in the 2024-2025 Clausura. 4 victories, 7 defeats, 6 draws. Very disappointing under their manager, Gonzalo Pineda, who spent 3 years as the boss at Atlanta United, 2021 to 2024. Atlas is not too far removed, though, from the most glorious portion of their long, storied history. Won back-to-back Liga MX championships, Apertura 21 and Clausura 22. One of fewer than a handful of sides to ever win back-to-back Liga MX crowns. And it has been a bit of a struggle since then, though, for Atlas. Have not been able to retain consistent talent enough to compete with the likes of Toluca or Club America, who have really dominated the top of the table the last few Aperturas and Clausuras. This is the 108th year of football for Atlas, the Guadalajara side that was conceived in a small roadside bar in Guadalajara 108 years ago, have been in Liga MX for the vast majority of the time since 1943. And so they came in one of the most recognizable sides, not only in Mexico, but one of the biggest brands in the world as well. Atlas is coming off of a 3-1 loss at Monterrey on Saturday. It was a match that saw more rough Atlas defense. They have really fought it, and this goes back to the Clausura portion of their schedule. In Clausura 2024-2025, Atlas scored 25 times, good for the midway point of Liga MX, but conceded on 32 different occasions. That was the fourth most goals any club gave up in Liga MX in Clausura. Now, as far as the first three matches in the Apertura turnover of this calendar, a victory over Puebla, 3-2, 3-3 draw with Cruz Azul, and then a 3-1 defeat at the hands of Monterrey. Atlas, seventh in the early portion of the Liga MX season. They have 7 goals for. That's tied for second. So they're in good shape there. But 8 goals conceded already through 3 matches. That is the most concessions of any team through 3 matches in the Apertura portion, the early stages of it in Liga MX. And so that is going to need to get rectified. It is no longer just a one-off. It's no longer isolated. Atlas can score. Atlas can really attack your back line, but Atlas also has been a sieve, and it has really hurt them, and it is why Gonzalo Pineda, amongst the Guadalajarians, has started to meet a little bit of resistance with the Atlas fan base because, quite simply, they have not found a way to defend in any sort of consistent manner, and we'll see if Inter Miami can take advantage of that tonight here in Fort Lauderdale. Let's go through the starting 11s for both sides. This is the Inter Miami pregame show. Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5 with a powerful sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Their best made better. Test drive the all-new 2025 Audi Q5 at your local South Florida Audi dealer today, or visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. Let's meet the starting 11 for the visitors from Atlas out of Guadalajara, currently sitting tied for 7th in Liga MX Apertura, 4 points in the table, 1 victory, 1 defeat, and 1 draw. They were 14th in Clausura that wrapped up in May, only 4 wins in the 17-match schedule. In goal for Atlas, Camilo Vargas, the veteran, 36 years of age, the Colombian. It is a back 3 in a 3-4-3 under manager Gonzalo Pineda. Matthias Doria, he hails from Brazil at left back. It's Gadi Aguirre. He is a Mexican center back, and he, in his 5th year at Atlas, will get the go in the 11. And then Robert Pierre, whose actual name is Roberto Suarez, but he is Robert Pierre to anybody who follows the sport. He just entered the side from Sporting Gijon of the 2nd division of Spanish football. Now to the midfield, and it looks like this. Jorge Rodriguez, he was previously at Liga MX's Necaxa. He has 1 appearance so far in the 3 matches of the Apertura campaign. He's joined by Sergio Hernandez. Then it is Aldo Rocha in the midfield for Atlas. He has started all 3 matches in the Apertura. He had a goal in the 2023 Leagues Cup. Gustavo Ferraris from Puebla in Liga MX. That was his previous stop. 3 starts for Atlas. He played in the MLS All-Star Game. Ferraris, he is an extremely talented midfielder, and he is going to attack from the right wing. And then the top 3 for Atlas, Arturo Gonzalez. He just joined the club from Rayados. He played 1 match at Monterrey and then was dealt to Atlas, where he has started the last 2 matches for Gonzalo Pineda. Then Eduardo Aguirre. He is a veteran goal scorer for this Atlas side. 4 goals in Clausura. He had 10 goals in the 2023-2024 season. That, the best in his career. And up top, Uros Durovic, otherwise known as Yuka in footballing circles. The Montenegro international. Sporting Gijón is also where he played his previous football. And he also spent time at the legendary Greek side Olympiacos. So Yuka at the top of the formation for Atlas. Now for Inter Miami, the home side, and Rocco Rios Novo will make his second straight start in goal, replacing the injured Oscar Ustari. Along the back line for Inter Miami. Back from his suspension at left back, it's Jordi Alba, then Maxi Falcone, who could not play against FC Cincinnati. He had a suspension of his own, but that was yellow card accumulation related. Gonzalo Lujan at the right center back, and then Marcelo Weigott at right back. In the midfield for Inter Miami, left wing, Talasco Segovia. Sergio Busquets will attempt to hold up play in the right portion of the midfield. He's joined by his new running mate, the Atletico Madrid transfer, Rodrigo de Paul, the Argentinian international. Tadeo Allende on the right wing, another Argentine in this Inter Miami starting 11. And then up top, per usual for Inter Miami, Luis Suarez and Lionel Messi. Those two have struck fear in the hearts of MLS defenses and La Liga defenses for the better part of the last 15 years. And those are your starting 11s for Inter Miami and Atlas. We'll take another break, and we will come back and go through what was a rough night last night. Opening night of the League's Cup for Major League Soccer. Wasn't great. Inter Miami, Atlas, opening match, group stage League's Cup. This is Inter Miami football.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS air conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Coming September 2nd to ESPN Radio, The Rich Eisen Show.
Head coach of Notre Dame football, Marcus Freeman.
Doing great, Rich, man. Glad to be on the show.
From the New York Jets, he is Garrett Wilson.
And I'm doing well. Doing well.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Gronk himself, Rob Gronkowski. Good to see you, Gronk. How are you?
Hey, Rich, man. Pleasure to be back on with you, Rich. You're the best.
Rich Eisen.
Your lunch break just got an upgrade. The Rich Eisen Show returns September 2nd on ESPN 106.3.
Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5. With a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage built with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Our best made better.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living. today.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the Inter Miami pregame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Ken Levicka in for Mike tonight in this pregame show, and I'll have your call in addition to that in just a couple of moments. Inter Miami and Atlas in the opening match of the 2025 Leagues Cup group stage. Inter Miami representing MLS, Liga MX represented by Atlas. First meeting between these two sides. And here is the reformatted layout for the Leagues Cup in 2025. Each club will play 3 matches against 3 opponents from the opposite league within the set they've been placed in, MLS, Liga MX. It is all determined, the format, the bracket, by Leagues Cup ranking. Inter Miami, by the way, and it's based off 2024 MLS Supporters Shield, is number 2 in the entire tournament, number 2 seated behind Liga MX's Cruz Azul. Now, MLS and Liga MX teams compete and earn points in their league-specific table against teams from their own league. For example, a win by an MLS club earns points in the Leagues Cup MLS table. A win by a Liga MX team contributes to the Leagues Cup Liga MX table. Top 4 club from each Leagues Cup league-specific table, MLS, Liga MX, advances to the quarterfinals. So, of all 32 teams, only 8 get out of the group stage. It is going to be a dogfight. The table's designed to ensure more interleague matches in the knockout rounds, and we will see that as you get to the knockout rounds, where it will be guaranteed because of the top 4 from MLS and Liga MX with those league-specific tables. They will all face one another in the knockout stage, at least in that 8-team quarterfinal that is constructed off of that. No draws in the Leagues Cup 2025. Games will go straight to a penalty shootout. If it ends in a draw, teams are awarded points as follows in the knockout stage. A regulation draw gets a point for both teams. A penalty shootout win, 2 points. And a regulation win, 3 points. And you're going to want to put up goals because goal differential is the first tiebreaker in the knockout stage of the Leagues Cup. Inter Miami with Lionel Messi, Jordi Alba, and Rodrigo de Paul starting, and Atlas of Liga MX coming up when we return. Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. Inter Miami, Atlas, Leagues Cup, Night 1. You are listening to Inter Miami football on the Inter Miami Radio Network.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
What if every use of your debit card turned spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union, or Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
What if every use of your debit card turned spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union, or Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled program for this special presentation of Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3.
Goal to Messi!
Now let's get to the pitch.
Oh, it's a cannon shot! Go ahead and give him the goal of the week!
Here's Ken LaVicka.
American and Mexican national anthems are in the books, and now we are about ready for football on a Wednesday night in front of a crowd that, while it's still trickling into Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, is going to be once again another brim-to-brim encounter. Inter Miami and Atlas. Inter Miami representing Major League Soccer in the United States, and Atlas from Liga MX, the top division of Mexican soccer. They're about to do battle here tonight from Fort Lauderdale. And we welcome you in on the Inter Miami Radio Network. I am Ken LaVicka. Oscar Gonzalez, the OG on-site engineer, sitting beside me here in the heat of South Florida. And Colin Russo back in the network studios in West Palm Beach. The biggest news tonight outside of Lionel Messi and Jordi Alba back from suspension. Rodrigo de Paul is going to start for Inter Miami tonight. He makes his debut in a pink Inter Miami shirt, and he will start for Javier Mascherano. The 11 for Inter Miami look like this. Rocco Rios Novo in goal. A back four of Jordi Alba, Maxi Falcon, Gonzalo Lujan, and Marcelo Wegan. In the midfield, Talasco Segovia, Sergio Busquets, Rodrigo de Paul, aforementioned, and Tadeo Allende. And at the top of Javier Mascherano's 4-4-2, Luis Suarez and Lionel Messi. For Atlas in a 3-4-3, goalkeeper Camilo Vargas. Then Matthias Doria, Gadi Aguirre, and Roberto Suarez. Robert-Pierre are in the defensive part of the field for Atlas. In the midfield, it is Jorge Rodriguez, Sergio Hernandez, Aldo Rocha, and Gustavo Ferreres. And then up top, Three-man top line for Atlas, Arturo Gonzalez, as well as Eduardo Aguirre and Yuka. Atlas out of Guadalajara, Mexico, 108 years as an organization. Inter Miami in its 7th season of existence. Juan Calderon Perez is the referee tonight as he adjusts his front pocket. And we look at VAR. Tonight's video assistant referee is Benjamin Pineda. There is an anticipation that is building as people who are walking in here in Fort Lauderdale discover that Rodrigo de Paul is not only playing, but is featuring in the 11 tonight. Again, this has caught many outside of the facility a bit off guard. Thought at the very least maybe he'd be eased in with this club, but no, he's fit. He just came off the FIFA Club World Cup. He's ready to play. We await the whistle from Juan Calderon Perez to start this Leagues Cup. Inter Miami won the Leagues Cup, the inaugural version in 2023. The best finish that a Liga MX side has had was back last season. Monterrey finished 4th. There is the whistle from Juan Calderon Perez. The Leagues Cup is underway in South Florida. Inter Miami, 2023 champions, coming off of a league loss, or a league draw, I should say, 0-0 against FC Cincinnati on Saturday. Atlas, meanwhile, in Liga MX play, a 3-1 defeat at Monterrey. And it's the second time all-time in an official match Inter Miami is playing a Mexican side, and Rodrigo de Paul's first touch in a pink Inter Miami shirt, and he knifes through 2 defenders and is fouled near the midfield. Inter Miami on the attack left to right in the opening minute, and by extension, the opening 45 here tonight. Inter Miami head-to-toe in pink. Atlas in their red tops, black stripe, black shorts. Here's Luis Suarez, left of the box, cross to the back post. Wants Allende and couldn't quite keep it in play. And this will be a goal kick for Atlas. But that was a nifty cross from the far side of the near side, left of the box, floating to the back post. And Allende just quite could not get on the end of that, and it sailed over his head and across the end line to the right of Camilo Vargas's goal. Atlas, we laid it out in the pregame. They can score a lot of goals. 25 of them were scored in the Clausura portion of the season, end of 24 into 2025, but 32 conceded. That was the 4th most in Liga MX, and that trend has continued here in the Apertura. 7 goals for, tied for 2nd in Liga MX through 3 matches, but Atlas has allowed 8 goals in those 3 matches. That is the dead last worst mark in Mexican First Division football. And now Atlas in the left attacking half for the first time in this match. The ball is rolled to the middle, right of the midfield circle. Jorge Rodriguez, as we are just crossed 2 minutes in to this Leagues Cup matchup. Inter Miami has never dropped a decision here at home in the Leagues Cup. On the near touchline, right defensive half is Doria for Atlas. He sends a long ball forward. It is chested down by Lujan, left of his own box. He tries to clear it, was deflected momentarily, and then Inter Miami unable to get it into the right attacking half in Liga MX. Atlas is back on the ball, left touchline, left attacking third for Liga MX, but then a foul is called on Atlas. It is Jorge Rodriguez who was jostling with Marcelo Wegat. And Inter Miami about even with the top of the box. Near side, right side. A square ball free kick delivered by Lujan. He hit it woefully. And Atlas was able to get a touch on it just outside the box right side. I'm not sure what Lujan was trying to do there. Inter Miami deflects it out of play across the end line, right of Rios Novo's goal. And Inter Miami concedes an early corner far side to near side in the 3rd minute. It is a short corner. on the right side. It's rolled to the right wing, and a delivery. Good pace to the edge of the 6-yard box, headed just wide of Inter Miami's goal and into the seats, left side of the pitch, but unmarked was Gadi Aguirre. And if he directed it towards Rios Novo, that could have been problems for Inter Miami, but it remains 0-0 here as we approach minute number 4. An early shot across the bow from Atlas, this Inter Miami back line. Inter Miami, though, in the right attacking half right away. Suarez trying to whip a ball into the middle channel from Messi. Got through him, but Inter Miami retains possession. On the right wing, De Paul. De Paul will push it back to Weygant, about 40 yards away near touchline. Atlas is trying to bully Messi away from the ball. The crowd was looking for a whistle from the referee. It never came, and Inter Miami has to opt for playing it back into their left defensive half. Rios Novo gets a touch on it, in goal for Inter Miami, wearing blue tonight, and Inter Miami now in the left defensive midfield. It'll be played back to Rios Novo by Talasco Segovia. And Rios Novo, the 24-year-old Inter Miami goalkeeper, who has spent much of the year as the backup to Oscar Ustari. He gets play back underway. Weygant nearly tackled off the ball, and now he is in the Atlas left attacking third. A back heel, now a left foot is wide from left of the penalty arc. Ambitious attempt there from Arturo Gonzalez. But Inter Miami a little bit sloppy here in the early going, making some mistakes in their own defensive third. And down on the ground injured is Sergio Hernandez with the number 199 on his back. That's right, in Liga MX, you can have triple numbers. 5:25, 5:26, 5:27 on the clock. Still early going here in Fort Lauderdale as Javier Mascherano, Inter Miami boss, stalks the sideline. After the draw against FC Cincinnati last Saturday, Mascherano asked about Rodrigo de Paul, said, I wish him the best of luck, and I know he's going to be able to help this side. Well, we see here tonight he's had a couple of touches on the ball, and Rios Novo gets play back underway from his own box. Suarez is fouled in the midfield, trying to set play up in the defensive portion of the midfield, grabbed from behind by Roberto Suarez or Robert Pierre. Now a long ball off the free kick. The chase is on. Right attacking third for Inter Miami. Right of the area. Allende chops it back through Suarez. Now Weygant on the right wing. Lets Messi have it. Messi sends it near side to far side onto Busquets. Messi was spiked down on the right wing. Here's Allende. Whips it across. Let's loosen the box, and Segovia from the penalty spot with a right-footed shot that took an Atlas deflection out of play. It's going to be a corner for Inter Miami. That was on a platter for Segovia at the last moment. Heroic defending from Atlas. And Messi is having a disagreement with the referee. Atlas has multiple times already played a little bit of bully ball with Messi, including in that last sequence, a spike to the heel where Messi went down. So Inter Miami's going to have a corner near side to far side as Messi jaws with the referee. And it'll be Messi to handle the corner from the near side. Every corner for Inter Miami presented by Lytle Rotter Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Near side to far side, right attacking third corner, Lionel Messi, no score, just inside the 7th minute. Messi delivers, whips it into the near post, and it is just headed wide of goal. That had really strong pace, and Allende just could not put it on target. But boy, that had Atlas defenders sprawling as Messi had that thing in missile mode. If Allende's able to head that down, it's 1-0 Inter Miami. Instead, we remain 0-0 on the scoreline. And trying to play out of its right defensive third is Atlas. The reigning Liga MX champion is Toluca. They took down Powerhouse Club America in the Clausura portion of the Liga MX season. Won the championship in May, and they're looking for back-to-back. Inter Miami Right attacking third. Allende, good short range low ball to Messi. Messi through traffic, now left to the penalty area. A beautiful feed left to the box, and a shot from Alba, and a save from the keeper, Vargas. It goes offside netting, or did Alba just hit it? That looked just like the play that led to a goal against New York Red Bulls a week and a half ago. And it is going to be a goal kick for Atlas. And Alba, boy, that was close. Was he offside or not? That caromed off of the keeper, and they did say the flag was up offside. That was the call. Because the keeper, Vargas, did get a touch. So offside, that was extremely close on what was another wonderful feed from Lionel Messi, left portion of the box. Atlas trying to play a long ball from the right defensive half into the left attacking half, and DePaul cleans that up, and now Inter Miami wants to run. In the attacking midfield, right portion of the pitch, Segovia to the left wing. He's going to lay it off just behind himself for Alba, who one touches it back onto Segovia, far touchline, border the right attacking third. As we come close to 10 minutes in, League's Cup group stage opener, no score, Inter Miami and Atlas. MLS against Liga MX. Here is Weigott taking a square ball from the far side to the near side along the touchline. In the attacking midfield, he'll push it back to the defensive side for Lujan. He swipes it with a right foot on a Maxi Falcone, who's back from his yellow card suspension. And now Alba chips it into the midfield. That's a bad ball and an easy steal. And now Atlas wants to run. Play through, edge of the box. And Inter Miami is fortunate that it was misplayed by Aguirre. And it's swept away by Inter Miami and Gonzalo Lujan. Inter Miami got away with one on a lazy ball from Jordi Alba. But Atlas is back on it. Right of the midfield circle in the left attacking half. A delivery from Gotti Aguirre. Aguirre into the midfield circle. Aldo Rocha. Now Mateus Doria. Doria from Brazil, and he is set up left of the midfield circle. No particular hurry here for Atlas, and it's going to be rolled back onto the keeper, Vargas, who is about 8 yards in front of his box. And then a pressure coming from Suarez. It's pushed back onto the keeper, though Inter Miami sending some pink shirts forward on a high press. And Allende fighting along the near touchline, right attacking third, and Inter Miami wins a throw-in as Rodriguez biffed it out of play. That's well done. Starting with Suarez, then Allende came to join the party. Here's to Paul. Even with the top of the box extended near side, right side, and now into the middle channel. Inter Miami right attacking third. Alba swipes the ball into the box, wanted Messi, and it was headed away by an Atlas defender. But then they nearly give it away, and then Inter Miami, Alba slides it to the left of the box where Segovia is able to beat it to Messi in the penalty arc. He thought that there was going to be a run made by Busquets left side of the area. That never happened, and Messi's speed is picked off and cleared as far as the defensive midfield, and Inter Miami's going to go back to work as Lujan gets play back underway. Inter Miami in all pink tonight. Atlas in their traditional red and black. 11:46 on this first half clock. No score, Inter Miami and Atlas. We welcome everybody listening on the Inter Miami flagship ESPN 106.3, the Deportes Radio FC app, and worldwide on YouTube. Weigott right of the area, and he got chopped down by Dorius, the left back, and we have our first card of the night. A ball was sent airborne. Weigott on the chase, and he got swiped down along the ankles, went down in a heap. He's still down and may need some medical attention. And Mateus Doria of Atlas, previously with Santos Laguna, is shown the first card of the night. The booking from Juan Calderon Perez. So Inter Miami will have a great opportunity to whip something in from right of the box. This will be from about 17 yards. And, of course, it's Lionel Messi who will stand over it. Will he try and creatively curl something, or is he going to try and pick out a pink-clad body? We're about to find out as we welcome you to minute number 13 here in Fort Lauderdale. Inter Miami, the top scoring side in Major League Soccer so far this season. They have scored 49 goals, one better than San Diego going into this League's Cup break. San Diego lost last night in its opening Leagues Cup 4A. So Messi with a left foot from right of the box in the right attacking third. He observes his options and awaits the whistle from the referee. A massive humanity in front of the 6-yard box, awaiting what comes from the left leg of the greatest player of all time. There's the whistle, and Messi approaches, puts his left foot into it. It has great pace, and it went off of a body near the near post and then caromed well away from goal, but across the end line near the corner flag near side, and it's going to be an in-swinging corner for Inter Miami, presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, representing injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Short corner for Messi to Segovia, right of the box. One touches it back to Messi. Messi got around a defender, now pushes it right side of the box, and De Paul in the right portion of the area, whipped in a delivery into the 6-yard box. That is just headed over the crossbar of Atlas's Camilo Vargas, and another good opportunity for Inter Miami. De Paul tried to feed Allende, who once again a bit too strong with the head, and he was not only over the crossbar, he was a bit wide right. But Allende, they're trying to get him involved. He has struggled as of late, needs to get his goal-scoring touch back, and Inter Miami is trying to make sure that he has his opportunities. So here is Atlas. Oh, great ball from the midfield, but making a run offside. He knew the flag was going to go up, was Yuka. So Inter Miami out of its left defensive third goes to work, and a brutal collision and a foul. And I believe that is Lujan. No, is it Busquets? I think Busquets is down and clutching at his ankle, and it is Busquets. Oh, boy. He took a pretty rough boot on a slide tackle attempt from Aldo Rocha in Inter Miami's defensive midfield left portion of the pitch. Busquets is still down. Rocha is going to come over and help him up. Actually, that was Arturo Gonzalez who helped him up. Good sportsmanship either way. And off the free kick, Alba sends a high, long ball from defensive half to right attacking half. And Allende able to box out the defender along the near touchline. Right attacking third and win possession. Now Lionel Messi tracks with the left foot, tried to nutmeg a defender, and still won it back. Allende back, heel to Messi. Messi from near side of the middle channel, now to the left wing. Alba to the penalty arc. Suarez wanted to one-touch it to Alba, couldn't get there. Then Segovia won it back, but a whistle and a foul. Segovia called for the infraction as he was kicking at a ball that was trapped underneath the ankle of Gadi Aguirre in an Atlas shirt. But Inter Miami is finding creative ways to move the ball, and Atlas is a bit off balance at times here, 1v1 defending Inter Miami. 16th minute here in Fort Lauderdale. And Atlas in its right defensive third. Again, a right to left in the opening 45 with this attack for the Liga MX side. And a near turnover in their own attacking half, their own defensive half, I should say, Atlas. But De Paul was unable to have the ball stick to his feet. And it's rolled back to the keeper, Camilo Vargas. Vargas, a native Colombian, started all 17 matches in Liga MX Clausura for Atlas. Only one start here in Apertura, which began about 2.5 weeks ago. Atlas left attacking half. Left of the midfield circle. It is Aldo Rocha, who briefly played it to the right defensive half, and now Atlas gets back along the near left touchline, left attacking third. Left of the box, Hernandez. He tried to cut back. He got through two Inter Miami defenders, still has the ball. And then finally, Allende sideswipes with a right foot the ball across the touchline, or make it the end line, left of Rios Novo's goal. And this is going to be a near side to far side corner for Atlas. That was nifty from Sergio Hernandez. Allende for Inter Miami just wanted to make sure that he cut down the momentum of Hernandez. In swinging corner on the way. Left attacking third, Atlas. And the referee's going to have to do some policing on the near post as Allende was in a scrap down there. Falcone, Allende Suarez all in the vicinity using their big frames. Here comes the corner. It's to the near post. It takes a one-hop. It's sent high into the air, headed back into a danger area along the 6-yard box. Well done by Inter Miami and Sergio Busquets to slide kick it out of that area, but job not done. Here's another whipped in from 30 yards out, delivered to the right side of the box. It takes a one-hop, and it will maneuver outside the area, but Yuka wins the ball back right of the box. Oh, this is a nice cross to the penalty spot. There was a brief head on it from an Atlas attacker, but Inter Miami snuffs that out without much of an issue. It was not on target. And now Inter Miami galloping forward to at least the defensive midfield. DePaul surveys, and he slows up play, and now he's going to send it near side to far side. The pass, a bit of a backwards trajectory onto Maxi Falcone, Inter Miami, left center back. Inter Miami taking its time in its own defensive half, left side of the pitch on this natural surface here in Fort Lauderdale. Temperatures in Fort Lauderdale today reached 98 degrees. It is a little more comfortable now as a long ball from the defensive half gets to Suarez, and he took a swing at it from just outside the penalty box. And the flag was up offside as Suarez sent a rocket towards the far post, forced a save from Vargas. There was a lot of power behind that, but it wasn't offside. Second offside of the night against Inter Miami. Oh, man, he decided to give that a go. But the assistant referee very much confident in that call with the flag being put into the air. As I was saying, there is a breeze off the Atlantic Ocean that is making it much more reasonable than it was heat-wise throughout most of the day. Atlas into the left attacking third on good footwork to the right of the box, driving hard. Here's a cross, and it just missed. A sliding potential goal scorer for Atlas. Yuka sent in a nifty little seeing eye feed with his right foot, far side to near side, and that was not missed by much. Eduardo Aguirre was about 2 inches away from making this 1-0 Atlas. It remains 0-0 here in the 20th minute, but that was a wonderful opportunity for the Liga MX side. So both teams have asked some questions here in the early going. Inter Miami in the midfield, and it's Lionel Messi on the ball on a nice feed, far side and near side. Beautiful ball through to Allende. Right side of the box. Allende! A kick save off of a right-footed shot. Vargas got his own leg on it. And Inter Miami, as the ball rolls across the far touchline, right attacking third, will send in a throw-in. Oh, Allende had power behind that shot. Vargas equal to the task. Inter Miami still in the right attacking third. Busquets left wing, now to the outside left channel. It's Alba. Alba pushes on to Segovia. Top the box extended, far side, left side, and Inter Miami, because of a bit of a press from Atlas, will have to work it back into the defensive midfield. 21 and a half minutes have expired in this first half. Opening match of the group stage of the Leagues Cup. DePaul, oh, look at him charging hard into the midfield. Now into the middle channel. DePaul still going. DePaul laid it off nicely to Suarez in the middle channel, about 40 yards out. It's Messi. Suarez sprays the ball to the near right side, right attacking third Allende. Now to the right wing. Suarez retrieves, puts the ball into the air for Busquets. He has it 40 yards away straight on. Inter Miami looking for some way to break down Atlas on the right flank. Here's Weigott from his right back position to the near touchline Allende, and he's simply going to send it back to the midfield stripe where Lujan is able to retrieve for Inter Miami. He sends it across the midfield circle to Falcone, and now Jordi Alba, the left back, onto Segovia 30 yards away. He's pushed backward by a pair of Atlas defenders, but now Segovia in the 22nd minute pushes forward again. Here's Messi, middle channel, just past the midfield circle. Good ball to Weigott. Weigott driving from the right wing. Weigott delivers to the middle of the box. There was nobody home. It is headed away by Atlas, but Inter Miami is going to have the ball once again in the right attacking third. Messi left puts it to the left of the penalty arc. Suarez, he will roll it near side. Nicely done. Right wing, Weigott whips in another cross. That's headed away by Atlas, but on to Alba just outside the box, left portion. Alba sends it to the middle for Busquets. He wanted to deliver it back to Alba. Alba was knocked to the ground left side of the area. Then the ball rolls across the end line. Alba's wondering where the call is. The referee says there is no call. And Alba not happy on his backside in the box, wondering, how did I not get the benefit of the doubt there? Well, good time to mention Inter Miami has not been awarded a penalty at all in MLS play in this 2025 season. Only one penalty all calendar year, and that came against LAFC in the second leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup here in Fort Lauderdale. That was the game-winning goal from Lionel Messi. 0-0 is the scoreline here at Shea Stadium, Inter Miami and Atlas. Atlas had 9 points away in the 2024-2025 Clausura. That was 9th in Liga MX. Same number of points away as they had at home at their sprawling venue, Estadio Jalisco. Oh, here is Atlas, and a near goal. Left attacking third, a header from the near post to the far post across the face of goal, Aguirre. And then on the opposite post, a near opportunity after that shot was just off the mark, and it was whiffed on. Oh, Aguirre and Rios Novo with a sprawling save that kept Yuka from getting on the rebound. Oh, what a save from Rios Novo. But Inter Miami is starting to find itself torn apart a bit in the back. 24-48, 24-49 first half clock. And Atlas, in the last 2 minutes, has had two glorious opportunities against Rocco Rios Novo. Far side and near side, left attacking third, Atlas corner coming. And this is high into the air to the edge of the 6-yard box. It hits ahead. It falls harmlessly to the turf. And it's given away, though. A bit sloppy from Inter Miami. Now left of the box. Atlas sets up shop, trying to make the turn. Here comes Atlas, but a steal from Jordi Alba as he picked the pocket of Yuka. And then a grab of the shirt from behind by Atlas, and a card is shown. The second card that is shown tonight to Atlas in this first half. And I think that's Aldo Rocha. No, it's Jorge Rodriguez showing the yellow. My apologies. And so, Inter Miami, as we have a hydration break, and this will help some of the tensions cool down as well. We'll try and set something up out of their left defensive half. 2 bookings for Atlas in the opening 26 minutes. And both teams head to their touch lines to get some hydration. Let's take 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. This is Inter Miami football. We'll go ahead and take 10 seconds here as we bring you the opening match of the Leagues Cup. 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Inter Miami Radio Network. Inter Miami and Atlas, this is the first match of the Leagues Cup for both sides in 2025. It was a night to forget for Major League Soccer in the opening night of this competition. It was really, really messy. And let's take a look while everybody is getting some water here at what transpired last night. Toluca took down Columbus in penalties 4-2. It was 2-2 after full time. It was Puebla 3, New York City 0. Tigres routed Houston 4-1. Mazatlan 1-1 full time with LAFC, but 11-10 victors on penalties. San Diego, top side on the West, fell to Pachuca 3-2. The only result came from Montreal as they beat Leon in penalties 7-6. Montreal of all sides in the basement of the Eastern Conference. Let's get to our station identification. This is Inter Miami football.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Chase Stadium in beautiful Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Hot, muggy South Florida. I am Ken LaVicka. Oscar Gonzalez, the OG on-site engineer to my right. Colin Russo back in the network studios in West Palm Beach. Inter Miami, 0. Atlas, 0. Group stage, match 1, Leagues Cup. 2 bookings already from the Atlas side. Juan Calderon Perez, our referee, has put Matthias Doria left back and Jorge Rodriguez in the midfield in his book. And Inter Miami gets play underway after the hydration break. Atlas, though, has started to show some teeth in the attack. Inter Miami probably fortunate not to be down 1-0. A miraculous save from Rocco Rios Novo on an attempt near post from Eduardo Aguirre. Inter Miami goes far side to near side, just shy of the midfield stripe. It's Wagon. Now to Lujan. He's going to have to swipe it back to his keeper in his own box, the blue-clad Rocco Rios Novo, the 24-year-old. Gives it to Maxi Falcone. He's going to drive forward, hair flowing. Falcone still going into the right attacking half and feeds it to the outside left channel. Here is Segovia. Segovia, beautiful cross. Has Allende right in the box and a heavy touch. Put it right onto the keeper, Vargas. It has been the Achilles heel for Allende all season long. That first touch, he can't control it. And if he had any semblance of softness to his right foot, he has an easy goal on a beautiful ball from outside the left portion of the box to the edge of the 6-yard area. But Allende clunked it onto Camilo Vargas, who was able to sprawl onto it and clutch it safely into his chest. Today, Allende is going to be unhappy with himself there. And we have an Inter Miami player down in the box. That is Maxi Falcone, who in about 3/4 of the way down the pitch. And then was escorted to the turf. Falcone took an elbow. That's what happened. Falcone, who was trying to race into the box as Segovia was delivering the feed, took an elbow directly to the nose from a player whose back was to him. Falcone was trying to plead that was a purposeful elbow, but nothing doing. And now here the race is on a ball into the left attacking third for Atlas, but good job by Jordi Alba to win the foot race. He beat Fowler to the ball and was able to poke it back to Rios Novo, and the goalkeeper will send it to the midfield. Suarez is dragged on from behind as he had won a ball. And a whistle against Robert Pierre. No card is out, but a pretty emphatic call from the referee. Robert Pierre, who just came from the second division of Spanish football, playing right back tonight for Atlas. Attacking portion of the midfield circle. Messi will kick it on to Busquets short range, and now Inter Miami will bandy it about in the midfield. We are past the half-hour mark here in South Florida. No score, Inter Miami and Atlas. Right attacking half. De Paul able to high wire rack the near touchline. Gonzalo Pineda, manager for Atlas, thought it was out of play. The referee said no. That stayed in play. And Inter Miami, meanwhile, left wing, right attacking half, has the ball. Messi trying to play a ball to the outside left of the box, but Segovia ran to the inside into the box. Miscommunication there. And that ball's going to trickle across the left end line. Goal kick on the way for Atlas. So Atlas in the Apertura was shut out 4 of 17 and only scored both halves 3 of 17. Compare that to Inter Miami, 22 matches this season in MLS, 12 times they have scored in both halves. That is first in the entire league. A fight in the midfield, and it's won by Atlas in the defensive half, and then an immediate giveaway, but an Atlas player is down behind the ball, and a foul is called on Inter Miami. And that is Yuka, who looks like he is favoring his right leg. His calf area, his ankle area, now he's up. Doesn't appear to have any semblance of a limp. And after the Inter Miami foul, just inside the midfield strike, left attacking half, Atlas will send this ball back into play. And it's struck into the left wing. And it is swiped away by Wagot on the near touchline into the Inter Miami attacking half. Good chest down by Rocha to shed Messi. Some misdirection, and then Atlas will work it back to the keeper, yellow-clad Camilo Vargas. Atlas, nice and confident from its back three, playing out of the back, and now near touchline in the defensive half. Ball is swept forward by Doria, but Inter Miami is going to win it right back in their left defensive third. Weigott onto the keeper, Rios Novo. Still a feeling out process between these two teams. They've had their opportunities. Both keepers have made great saves. Vargas on Tadeo Allende. And then on the Inter Miami side, Rios Novo on Aguirre. Now Inter Miami, right attacking third, near touchline. Messi trying to angle left with his dribble. Still on the ball. Got through two defenders. Got taken down. No call. But there's still a fight for the ball right side of the box. Suarez poked it to DePaul. DePaul trying to push a ball airborne over a defender. Instead, it hit the defender in the face, and Atlas able to clear. Lujan then in the defensive midfield. Good job through two defenders between the wickets. Got it to Lujan, and now we have a whistle, and we have an Atlas player down, well away from the ball. And the Inter Miami right attacking third, drawing the ire of Inter Miami players who liked their shape, trying to push forward. So play stops. Busquets has the ball tucked under his left elbow. And the referee will place the ball in Inter Miami's right attacking half, about 40 yards out. And Javier Mascherano and Gonzalo Pineda join at one another along the touchline. Inter Miami's manager and the boss of Atlas. And then meanwhile, off the restart, Segovia fell down on a ball into the right portion of the box trying to get there. But Atlas will have touched it last, and it's going to be a corner for Inter Miami, near side to far side. Boy, things are getting really tense and really chaotic right now here in South Florida. Now it was Messi who misplayed the ball. I thought it was Segovia. It was Messi who misplayed the ball off the back of his ankle, trying to get on the end of it. But it was a sliding escort out of play by Doria, right end line. And now Rodrigo de Paul is going to deliver the corner near side to far side. Right attacking third, Inter Miami. No score, 35th minute. DePaul sends it high into the air. Edge of the 6-yard box. It got headed straight down. Now it's sent 30 feet in the air. There's a fight for it. It takes a hop outside the right portion of the area, and it's cleared by Atlas. And Weigott is going to have to retrieve lone man back for Inter Miami. But Inter Miami right back into the right attacking half. But soon to exit it as Alba receives a ball from Segovia left of the midfield circle. And as we get near the 36th minute, zeros on the scoreline. A long ball from the midfield. Right of the box, Allende. Right portion of the box. Trying to slide one to Messi. He chested it to himself, juggled to himself right of the box, and maintains possession. Now Messi cuts it to his right foot, right of the 6-yard box, trying to get through a defender, and then it's going to be escorted out of play by Atlas for a corner. Oh, Lionel Messi. Wonderful juggling. Wonderful control. And he earns his team a set piece. Oh, that was nifty, as he had Aldo Rocha spinning in circles. Rocha did the job conceding the corner, but Messi did get the better of him. And now Messi will have a left-footed in-swinging corner near side to far side, brought to you by Lotto Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, representing injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Messi delivers, and it is punched away by the keeper Vargas on the far post. DePaul heads it from the middle channel to the left wing. Segovia gives it back to DePaul, 30 yards out. DePaul left wing. Now Segovia. Segovia, left flank, sends a ball far post, wants Falcone. Falcone could not keep it in play after an initial touch. It had bounced in the 6-yard box. He was marked fairly well by Atlas's Gotti Aguirre, and it'll be a goal kick for Atlas. So Inter Miami poking and prodding, trying to find a soft spot, not quite there yet, as we sit 0-0. Necaxa has a 1-0 lead on Atlanta United at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Leagues Cup action. Necaxa here in Fort Lauderdale on Saturday. A foul against Maxi Falcone in the Atlas right defensive half. He got his money's worth, and he trots back to line up defensively as Atlas sends a free kick to the near side that traversed the midfield stripe. On the ball, Aldo Rocha. The back line controlling things now for Atlas. Into the left defensive half. Good ball to the left wing, but Falcone, a strong tackle in Inter Miami, has it with Rodrigo de Paul. Midfield circle on to Messi. Messi, right attacking half. Messi still going. Messi cuts it to the inside on his left foot outside the penalty area. Oh, he wanted to play it through to Suarez, and Suarez made the run just a bit too deep, and it never found him. And now here's Atlas trying to turn to the midfield. Here they come, left attacking half, as they float forward. Here's Ferrares. In front of the midfield circle, Atlas is going to take its time, set up the attack with Rocha. Rocha to the outside right channel. Now in the left attacking third. Sent back into the attacking midfield. Rocha on the ball again. 0-0. We are past 38 and a half minutes gone. Inter Miami and Atlas along the touchline. Near side, left side in the left attacking third. It's Rodriguez now driving forward. Aguirre. Aguirre was cut off, but then swiping it across Rodriguez. It caromed off of Allende outside the left portion of the box. Goes across the left end line, and it'll be a third corner on the night for Atlas. This will come from the near side to the far side. Atlas only 4 goals away in the first half of action in the Clausura Liga MX schedule. That was tied for fifth worst in Liga MX. Off the corner from the near side, it is Wagon who had to go off his right foot outside the 6-yard box, and he's able to clear to Segovia, but Segovia nearly gave it right back. Did well to win back the ball, and then he's dragged to the turf at the border of his own defensive third, and he draws the foul. Good job by Segovia, a bit clunky at first, but he hung with it. So that 4 goals away mark in the first half for Atlas. And Apertura, again, was tied for 4th worst, and a giveaway in the back. Here is a shot from the penalty arc on some lazy play along the back line wide. Left of goal, Ferreras gave it a ride with his right foot, but Rios Novo didn't even have to look at it. It was well past the left post. That was Busquets, who got real lackadaisical trying to send a square ball far side to near side. Yikes. Rios Novo says, yeah, I'm going to send this into the midfield, and sends a sky ball there, and it's won by Atlas in the midfield circle. Atlas has some room to operate into the left attacking half. On the left wing, here's a good ball floating to the back post. Well headed away by Alba before it could find the target, but the job not done. A shot from distance from 35 yards out. Rocha decided to give it a go, and he hit it right on to Rios Novo. I'm not sure that's a shot on target. I think it was headed wide, but Rios Novo caught it right in his gloved hands. Inter Miami's got to get more crisp here. And now Inter Miami is not more crisp as Suarez gives it away. Look out, 4-on-3 here, and an attempt from 30 yards away by Atlas straight on, well over the goal of Rocco Rios Novo. It looked like with that right-footed shot, Yuko was trying to chip Rios Novo, but Rios Novo was only about 7 yards off his line. He was going to be able to track back easily. A bit of a settle there for Yuka, the Montenegro international. Suarez is fouled in the midfield. They don't call anything. A leap over the back after the goal kick, and Atlas gets to retain possession. And now on a ball near side to far side, it hit just inside the right portion of the box. It rolls all the way to the far touchline, but Atlas is able to retrieve with Ferrares. It's lofted into the box, headed away by Lujan. Inter Miami still has it left of its own area. Good job by Jordi Alba to send it to the midfield. Suarez got hit from behind again. This time he got the benefit of the call. A foul is called against Atlas, and Suarez furious with the referee. Didn't get the benefit of the doubt last time he got hit down to the turf. 42-12, 42-13, 42-14. Zeros on the scoreline between Inter Miami and Atlas. What's been a pretty even affair here in the League's Cup opener. Messi, long ball off the free kick. He has Allende in the penalty area. Allende on his left foot, and another poor heavy touch sent him running to his left, and that allowed Vargas, the keeper, to deflect a shot out of play. Left of goal, corner for Inter Miami. Far side to near side. What a ball from Messi off the restart. Halfway into his defensive area. Picked out a wide open Allende, but Allende continues to have problems with that first touch. But Inter Miami, another set piece. Far side to near side. This is brought to you by Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Frondramp, and Inter Miami corner. As the crowd stomps in unison here in Fort Lauderdale. It's a delivery that's sprayed to the left wing to Paul. DePaul controls. DePaul sends a high ball, far side to near side. Falcone on the run, and he kept it in play. Can he get around the defender? The answer is no. He is boxed out by Jorge Rodriguez. Rodriguez clears. Wagot does well, though, to win it, though, in the attacking right half for Inter Miami. Into the middle, Messi. Messi, a shot blocked away. It was loose in the penalty arc, and Atlas able to clear it, and now they want to hit on the counter. Look out. 43rd minute, left attacking third, Atlas. On the left wing, Jorge Rodriguez. He sends a ball near side to far side. It's taken on the right wing. Turn towards goal just outside the box. A good swipe by Busquets on a delivery. Now a shot from outside the right portion of the area. Goes off of Inter Miami. And Talasco Segovian across the end line out of play. Corner for Atlas, far side to near side. It was Rocha who had that ball fall out of midair right to his right foot, and his swing earns a corner for Atlas. Things have opened up a little track meetish here in Fort Lauderdale. 0-0 as we get closer to a full 45. Here's the corner, headed away by Inter Miami. And this is going to head across the far touchline, throw in about 25 yards away for Atlas. Still no indication yet on added time. We'll get there eventually. On the right wing, here is Atlas in this scoreless game. Here's a left-footed swing into the box, and Wagot well marking an attacker for Atlas. Not a lot on a header that rolls to Rios Novo. He distributes quickly to Allende. Allende had to hold up play, though. Three added minutes in this first half, presented by your local South Florida Audi dealers. Test drive the new Q5 today. The local South Florida Audi dealers. Go to AudiUSA.com. Messi, middle channel. Nifty pass through two defenders, but Suarez had the ball taken away from him as Inter Miami was approaching the right attacking third. A foul against Lujan of Inter Miami as Atlas was trying to push forward left of the midfield circle. Hitting the ground was Hyuka. And we are closing in on a minute gone in the additional three. Inter Miami has put one shot on target. That was Tadeo Allende. Camilo Vargas had to use an outstretched right leg to make the save. Rocco Rios Novo with a save for Inter Miami as he had to sprawl to his left with an outstretched arm. Kept it 0-0. Inter Miami trying to win the ball back in its own defensive half. Segovia wanted to pass it into the middle, and he is swarmed immediately by Atlas, who's just playing with a little bit more urgency right now. 46-13, 46-14. And Atlas will go back to work unimpeded out of its own defensive half into the left portion of the pitch. In the defensive midfield, Orocha thought about hooking a long ball forward. Instead, lays it off. Near-range pass. It's going to be left-footed back into the right defensive third of Atlas. And Vargas, the keeper, into the middle. Inter Miami still pressing, still trying to force a mistake. Atlas equal to the task. Far touchline right defensive third, having some trouble getting it out of their defensive third, but keeping it away from Inter Miami. And finally, a long ball links up for Atlas, left attacking half. Good square ball, far side and near side. Middle channel, approaching the penalty arc and unleashing a left-footed shot and having it saved was Arturo Gonzalez. Well done by Rios Novo. He read that well. Inter Miami trying to surge forward. A pass from DePaul took a deflection, and Messi was unable to get there. Cleared away by Atlas, but now Inter Miami has it in their defensive half. We have about 45 seconds left in the first half. Two shots on target for Atlas. Here's Segovia, left wing, right attacking third, Inter Miami. Alba back to Segovia, left of the box. Segovia makes the turn on the ball on his right foot. Gave it Suarez just outside the upper left. And now Busquets pushes it far side to near side. Right wing, Messi. Messi on his left foot. Messi sends it to an open Segovia, left of the box. Now he's in the box. Now he sends it to the far post. Wanted Suarez, didn't get there. And Atlas able to clear. A high ball is delivered across the near touchline. Right attacking half. half, Inter Miami. Wagon, quick throw into the right of the box. It finds Suarez. Suarez wants to go 1v1. He does, and then he slid it back to Messi. Outside to the upper right. Messi into the middle. All by picked up Suarez, who put a volley off the crossbar. Oh, Suarez was unmarked. He tried to power it past the keeper, and it blasted off of the woodwork. And that is how the first half ends. Suarez could not believe on that Alba delivery that there was not a living soul within 10 yards. And Suarez, from 6 yards away, he was onside, put it off the crossbar. My goodness. He was more like 9 yards out. He absolutely blasted it, and it went off of the crossbar. Vargas was beaten. Oh, my. So it is halftime in Fort Lauderdale. Suarez nearly made it 1-0 right at the death of the opening 45. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll go through numbers from the first half of action, and we will also run you through the League's Cup slate on this Wednesday. At halftime, Inter Miami and Atlas even 0-0. You are listening to Inter Miami football.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS air conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSisyes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
What if every use of your debit card turns spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5. With a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage built with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Our best made better.
Calling all Marlins fans. Summer's still in swing, and the fish are ready to make waves at Lone Depot Park. Get ready for 2 hot matchups at the ballpark, starting with the Yankees August 1st through 3rd, followed by the Astros August 4th through 6th. Off the field, enjoy fan favorite deals like 4 for $44, presented by Pepsi, $1 kids tickets, and more. From big games to big savings, there's something for everyone. Don't miss the action. Grab your tickets today at marlins.com/tickets.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Mike Rizzo has the night off, and in the first half, scoring has the night off for two really good attacking sides. Inter Miami and Atlas are 0-0 at halftime here in the opening match group stage of the Leagues Cup 2025. Inter Miami and Atlas both had their chances in this first meeting between the two clubs. And Atlas, 108 years old. Inter Miami, 7 years old. But this is one of the premier matches to start the third edition of the Leagues Cup. And this the 2025 edition. Let's go ahead and look at stats from the opening 45 minutes. And Inter Miami had 52% of the possession to Atlas's 48%. 8 Atlas shots to 6 for Inter Miami. Atlas put 3 on target. Rocco Rios Novo was equal to the task every single time. Inter Miami, 1 shot on target. A beautiful right-legged kick save from Camilo Vargas on Tadeo Allende. Block shots, Inter Miami with 2. Atlas has blocked 1 down. That was on an attempt from Lionel Messi. 215 total passes for Inter Miami, connected at an 85.6% pace, while Atlas unleashed 190 passes. They at a superior 87.9% completion percentage. Corners, both teams with 5. Atlas has delivered 4 corners to Inter Miami's 3. Inter Miami has been offside twice. Expected goals, Inter Miami on top in that category. They've had the better chances, though Atlas looked more dangerous in the last 10 minutes or so of the first half. 3 Rios Novo saves to 1 for Vargas of Atlas. Clearances, 10 for Atlas, 4 for Inter Miami. 9 fouls called against Atlas, 2 yellows shown. 4 infractions were whistled against Inter Miami. 0 bookings yet for the men in pink. Inter Miami and Atlas are even 0-0. All right, let's look at what else is going on throughout the Leagues Cup. And last night, as we covered, was not a banner night for Major League Soccer. Monterrey has the best finish in the history of the Leagues Cup. They were 4th in last year's edition as they fell in the 3rd place match to Colorado. But in this year's Leagues Cup, with the different format where there is an MLS team playing a Liga MX side every single match of the group stage, and then assuring that it's MLS versus Liga MX in the first round of the knockout stage, there is a great chance the Liga MX has its best Leagues Cup showing. And boy, did they get off to a stellar start last night. Toluca beating Columbus in penalties 4-2. It was 2-2 full-time. Toluca able to get the job done from the spot. Puebla routed NYC FC 3-0. It was Tigres, no problems with Houston, 4-1. That game played in Houston, but it was a Tigres home match. It was loud in favor of the visitors from Mexico. Mazatlan and LAFC 1-1 after 90. Mazatlan with the Marathon 11-10 penalties win. Pachuca knocked off a 10-man San Diego FC side 3-2. San Diego has the top record in the Western Conference of Major League Soccer, so that's a bit of an inauspicious result there. Atlanta United has drawn level with Necaxa and Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It is 1-1 at halftime. Orlando City has jumped on top of Pumas in the 27th minute, so things are improving a bit for MLS here on this Wednesday night. And the score line here from Fort Lauderdale, it's Inter Miami 0 and Atlas 0. When we return, we'll have you ready for the second half of action. Inter Miami and Atlas. Will there be any changes, and who is going to be able to unlock this match? We're going to find out. This is Inter Miami football on the Inter Miami Radio Network.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Coming September 2nd to ESPN Radio, The Rich Eisen Show.
He's got 2,189 passing yards so far, matching the amount he had against Patrick Mahomes in college in that one game. He's Baker Mayfield with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Rich.
The Rich Eisen Show.
He's the head coach of the Detroit Lions. He's Dan Campbell back here in The Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing good. NFL royalty, Radio Savage. It's Rich Eisen at noon, starting September 2nd on ESPN 106.3.
Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5. With a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage built with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Our best made better.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
The score line is 0-0. Inter Miami and Atlas here at the break. And we are just a couple of moments away from getting the second half back underway. Both teams had plenty of questions they were asking, but nothing found the back of the net. And right at the end of the first half, right before the final whistle from referee Juan Calderon Perez, a beautiful ball from just outside the box, lobbed into midair by Jordi Alba, and Luis Suarez, point blank, 7 yards from goal, pushed a blast off the crossbar that would have made it 1-0. Tadeo Allende was denied by a great save by Camilo Vargas of Atlas, but Allende has also been wasteful. Several opportunities, continuing to struggle with heavy first touches as he gets behind the defense. He's in a position, he is still using his exemplary footballing IQ, but as far as the quality is concerned, Allende has been struggling now for quite some time. We do not have any indication of any second half substitutions yet at this juncture. Javier Mascherano, Inter Miami manager, and Atlas boss Gonzalo Pineda at one point in the first half were joined at one another, exchanging pleasantries. It has certainly not been a very polite opening half between these two teams. Inter Miami representing Major League Soccer, the Supporter Shield winners from a year ago, and Atlas of Liga MX, who were 14th and left out of the final phase in the Liga MX Clausura, which wrapped up in May. Inter Miami, second time all time they have played a Mexican side. They beat Cruz Azul here in Fort Lauderdale in Lionel Messi's debut. And I was wrong. There is a substitution, and it is going to be for Atlas. So Atlas, the first to make a move. Jorge Rodriguez, who is on a yellow, is being taken off for Jose Lozano. Lozano, formerly of Santos Laguna, part of the same ownership as Atlas, but not for long, as they are for sale. And Rodriguez, his night is over. A card is off the pitch for Gonzalo Pineda. And there is our first substitution. I spoke it into existence. Inter Miami, their 11 stay the same. Papa Pico, Alan Abando are available tonight for Inter Miami. Federico Redondo, Noah Allen, Yannick Bright, Santiago Morales, and the goalkeeper, William Yarborough. There is the whistle to start this second half of this opening match of the group stage. Leagues Cup 2025, Inter Miami and Atlas are even 0-0. And both goalkeepers have had to shine so far in this one. Inter Miami will attack right to left in the second half. Luis Suarez put a shot point blank off the crossbar right at the death of the opening stanza. Inter Miami will see if it can ride that to some momentum and finally put one past 36-year-old Camilo Vargas. Inter Miami quickly into the left defensive half. Opening minute. Good ball to the right side, right of the box. Low cross, and Suarez tried to backheel a ball to Messi at the top of the box. It got through him, but then Messi nearly was able to connect on a header on a delivery from left of the box. Jordi Alba, but Messi put it wide of the left of goal. But that's a great start from Inter Miami. Immediately pushing forward, and a rare attempt at a header goal from Lionel Messi. Just wide left. He was onside by plenty, but unable to put it on target. Luis Suarez swiping from behind at Eduardo Aguirre of Atlas, and there was contact made. He is down and clutching at the back of his ankle. That's actually Gadi Aguirre. The foul is called against Suarez, and out of the left defensive third, Atlas from the near touchline will get play back underway. Ken Levicka with you at Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. Oscar Gonzalez, the OG onsite engineer to my right. We are sweating it out here in South Florida. Colin Russo back in the network studios in West Palm Beach. Daytime temperatures today, 98 degrees in Fort Lauderdale, and oppressive humidity to go along with it. There was a breeze off the Atlantic in the early part of this match. That has since disappeared, and it is time to drip, drip, drip here, sitting and watching this one. De Paul off of a steal in the midfield for Inter Miami. He tried to push a ball forward along the left wing to Suarez, and he was played off the ball, but Inter Miami wins it right back. De Paul into the left attacking third. Messi nears the penalty area. Got through a defender. Messi, left side of the box, had it tackled away, but Segovia able to come from behind. Now Suarez from the top of the box unleashed. An audacious right-footed shot that is blocked over the bar by Vargas, his second big save tonight. And we remain 0-0. Suarez wound that up and put some lead into it. Instead, it's going to be an Inter Miami corner. Good job by Segovia to come from behind, keep the opportunity alive. Inter Miami pushing numbers for the attack, coming in waves. And Inter Miami has Atlas on the back foot here in the opening 3 minutes of the second half, but we are still 0-0. Alba on this Ryder Smith Ivy and Fronrath corner. It'll be a left foot outswinger, near side to far side. It floats to the middle of the box. It is headed out by Atlas, kept in by Inter Miami. Good hustle there by Inter Miami, and Rodrigo de Paul. Now in the middle channel, Busquets, left attacking third. Messi fakes a shot, now he unleashes, and it's just high. Over the left portion of goal, Messi tried from 25 yards to give Inter Miami the lead, and he put it about 4 rows into the seats behind the Atlas goal. But Messi had everybody standing for a moment here in Fort Lauderdale. But this is better from Inter Miami. And the crowd chants Messi. They are back engaged out of the trip to the dressing room. Now Atlas pushes forward into the right attacking half. We are just shy of the 50th minute. No score between Inter Miami and Atlas. On the left wing, coming from the back line, Doria for Atlas. Now left of the box. Lozano, the second half substitution, the halftime substitution. He lost the ball out of play across the far touchline. Good job by Gonzalo Lujan to pester Lozano and force Lozano into the air, and Inter Miami with a right defensive third far side throw-in. It's pushed onto DePaul, and a nice back heel from Wagon. Trouble, though. Inter Miami a giveaway. It's in the box, and a shot is put from the left side of the area right into the chest of Rios Novo. Yuka gave it a turn, gave it a ride with a right foot, but he was at a tough angle, and Rios Novo had read that angle well. But, man, Lujan not great on the ball in the back. And then a foul against Atlas as Inter Miami was trying to play it out of the back. Segovia had his arm grabbed by Gadi Aguirre. Inter Miami quick restart. DePaul, far side, far touchline into the left attacking half. This is Inter Miami running to the right of the box. Suarez had it tackled away, and it's going to be kept in play along the end line. It was Wagon who had it tackled away. My apologies, and Atlas able to get it out of trouble. Good, strong, physical defending by Atlas, but Inter Miami has the ball back in the attacking midfield, and it'll be Maxi Falcone left of the midfield circle to Alba. Alba goes near side to far side, floating square ball. It did not find the target. Headed out of play by Atlas. No, kept in play, and Atlas will work out of its defensive half. That was perfectly done by Sergio Hernandez of Atlas, but that Atlas got a little bit sloppy trying to develop any sort of build-up, and it'll be a right defensive half throw-in near touchline, Jordi Alba. 51-09, 51-10, 51-11 here at Shea Stadium in Fort Lauderdale as nightfall is completely descended upon Fort Lauderdale. Rios Novo has a ball played back to him. The Inter Miami keeper sends it skyward towards the midfield, just barely into the Inter Miami attacking half where Atlas has possession, but Inter Miami able to win it immediately. Busquets, good job of the defensive midfield to send the ball far side, and now Messi's on the move. Messi, left attacking third. Messi, right wing. Messi still going. Messi to the inside. Messi kept his foot in. Segovia from the left upper portion of the box. A right-footed curling shot that did not curl enough, and he missed it wide right. Well, Segovia had a beautiful curling goal at New England, make that New York Red Bulls 2 matches ago, but that time a bit too much distance between him and goal. That would have had to be a world-class strike, and he was not expecting that ball to roll to him like it did. But, Messi starting to get his foot in the door in this match. Atlas, left defensive half, high ball into the right attacking portion. Falcone heads it down for Inter Miami, and Alba calmly left puts it back to his keeper, Rocco Rios Novo. 52-26, 52-27. Leagues Cup opener. Be careful here if you're Inter Miami, as Rodrigo de Paul was a bit off balance, dribbling all over the defensive portion, but it's not him who turns it over, it's Alba. But Atlas gives it right back to Inter Miami, right defensive half, and that time DePaul, well done, as he sprays the ball off to the outside to Wagon, and now Inter Miami right up the middle channel. DePaul, left attacking half. DePaul surveys, and a ball off to the right wing. Rolls it to Allende. Now Messi, right channel, 30 yards out. Messi has a defender marking him. Messi wants to go 1v1. Messi left foot. He pops the ball to the left side of the area. Wanted Alba. It was taken out of the left side of the box. Alba is back on it, though, for Inter Miami as he retrieves near the left corner near side. Quickly to Busquets. Good run. Alba! And he forces a sliding tackle of a ball across the end line by Atlas. It's going to be a near side to far side corner for Inter Miami. It was Gustavo Ferrares who had to make a desperate swiping clearance of the ball across the end line. This corner brought to you by Lotto Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, representing injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Segovia short corner to Alba, border of the left portion of the box. Floats and a crossbar post, and Falcone just put it wide of goal. Inter Miami has had some opportunities via the aerial attack tonight, and Falcone just barely unable to put that on target. He was unmarked. He made a superb run, but at the last moment he had to alter his body weight backwards, and that sent it errant. We are just past the 54-minute threshold, and Inter Miami and Atlas are up and down the pitch right now, but still 0-0 on the scoreline. A reminder, there is no extra time at the end of 90. Whatever is added time and then the whistle blows sends us to penalties if it's still level. Left defensive half near touchline throw-in for Atlas in their red and black. And it is sent into the Inter Miami right defensive third without touching anybody. And Gonzalo Lujan, center back for Inter Miami, is going to play it back to the keeper. Rocco Rios Novo head to toe in blue, while the rest of his teammates are top to bottom pink here tonight. Rodrigo de Paul in his Inter Miami debut in the attacking midfield. He has it to the right of the midfield circle. Delivers a ball to the far touchline. Tadeo Allende holds up play and gives it back to DePaul. DePaul, room to operate, has some real estate to push forward. He will maneuver into the middle channel. Gives it to Busquets in front of the midfield circle, and he'll deliver it outside Allende. That's a good first touch. Allende wants to go 1v1. Allende to the outside, headed to the touchline. Allende had to turn on the ball, and then he is going to be called for a foul as he was trying to win it back. Theus Doria stood his ground for Atlas, the Brazilian, and Allende's frustrations continue. Inter Miami has a number of players up. Redondo, Aviles, Pico, Yannick Bright, Noah Allen. They're all warming up right now on the left side of the pitch beyond the end line. Both teams battle for the ball in the midfield off the restart, and it's Maxi Falcone for Inter Miami who will win it in the defensive half, right portion of the natural surface. Rodrigo de Paul. We'll let Jordi Alba distribute in the defensive midfield, and now Inter Miami briefly into the left attacking half. Lionel Messi, captain's armband on his left arm. Messi splits two defenders with a pass. Good one touch from DePaul back to Messi outside right channel, and he'll deliver to the outside Allende. Allende to the right of the box, Suarez. Suarez wants to drive in. He pokes it to the middle of the box. Nobody home, but Messi's on it left of the area. Messi's shot is blocked for a second time, but now Busquets. Busquets back to Messi. Messi to the middle, and Segovia scores! He camped down at the border of the 6-yard box. Segovia waited for Messi to push it back to him. It found the mark, and Segovia is able to get it into the back of the net. 1-0, Inter Miami, 57th minute. The assist for Messi, the goal for Segovia on the beautiful build-up. The breakthrough from Segovia. And wouldn't you know it, Busquets with another seeing-eye delivery to find his favorite target, Messi, and that set up the entire attack. How many times have we seen Sergio Busquets with a radar find Messi? What a run from Messi. And instead of trying to score from a difficult angle, played it back to Segovia, who was standing 7 yards from goal, and he punches it into the middle of the net. VAR is looking at it. They're checking an offside, but the pass from Messi was behind. And the goal stands. There was no way that was offside because, again, it was clear Messi sent that pass backwards. So that negates any offside. And it is 1-0 Inter Miami. And now that changes Javier Mascherano and how he's going to handle the remaining just over half an hour. Inter Miami has been dinged a couple of times here tonight, but they've been able to live to tell the tale, and now they have a lead, 1-0. Talasco Segovia, who had a goal in the FIFA Club World Cup, now has a goal in this Leagues Cup. And Inter Miami on the ball in the right defensive third. Rodrigo de Paul turns the corner into the middle in the defensive half and lays it off nicely to the center back, Messi Falcone, who from the near side is going to deliver it back to the keeper, Rocco Rios Novo. Inter Miami eating up some possession here. To Lasco Segovia, and Rios Novo hits a long ball forward. Allende's on the chase in the left attacking half. Problems with it from Atlas, and Allende nearly got on the end of it. And then to Lasco Segovia, beautiful slide tackle. Here's Segovia approaching the box, left attacking third. Suarez, right foot curler, upper left of the box, and he just put it over the bar. Oh, Suarez is desperately seeking something to go into the goal. And a goal kick for Atlas. It was nearly 2. And look at Segovia. What effort. Not only did he come up with the tackle and the steal, he almost had an assist. All in the same sequence. A foul against Inter Miami, a bit too physical in the Atlas defensive half as Weygant trying to buck things up. A foul is called. He got one extra shot in and then retreated before a card could be shown. 1-0 in favor of Inter Miami. Messi the assist, Segovia the goal. Inter Miami hasn't had Luis Suarez score since July 9th in the 2-1 victory over New England. And Rodrigo de Paul got mixed up with an opponent. Actually, Messi had a brace in that match. I believe it was the 5-1 victory against Columbus right before the FIFA Club World Cup, the last time Suarez scored. And last time he scored all competitions was against Palmeiras in the FIFA Club World Cup. But it has been forever since Luis Suarez has scored. Just a moment, we will identify our stations across the network, but Atlas will have a 40-yard free kick in its right attacking half. About even with the right border of the box. This is lofted towards Rocco Rios Novo. Back post. Falcone did well to head it at least away from goal, but it's still in the area. Atlas retrieves. Square ball into the right portion of the box, and up over his head is Segovia to clear it away with his back to the end line. That was well done. Atlas trying to keep it in. Busquets pops it towards his own penalty arc, and Inter Miami is going to play it out of the back. Here's Rodrigo de Paul. Now Lionel Messi. Messi, right side across the midfield stripe, has it left attacking half. Far side Messi. Messi will roll it onto de Paul. And now Weygant gets involved. It's a triangle on that far side in the Inter Miami left defensive half. And de Paul will roll it all the way across the midfield circle, far side and near side onto Falcone. Inter Miami doing well, having Atlas have to range touchline to touchline here. De Paul. Nice, calm, and poised onto Falcone in the Inter Miami right defensive half. And he turned on the burners and delivered a great ball to Alba up the near touchline left side. He's into the left attacking third. Alba, border of the box, gave it Suarez. Suarez, left foot, swipes it all the way across the box. Getting on the end of it is Inter Miami. Here's Rodrigo de Paul. Now to Messi. Messi middle channel. Messi, Suarez, back to Messi. Oh, he tried a shot. First timer that was blocked up in the air and across the end line for an Inter Miami corner. Let's take 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. This is Inter Miami football.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-7473. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Inter Miami, Elida Ryder-Smith, Ivy and Fronrath, corner kick, far side and near side, left attacking third. We are in the 63rd minute in Fort Lauderdale. 1-0 Inter Miami over Atlas in this League's Cup group stage opener. I am Ken LaVicka, Oscar Gonzalez, the OG, onside engineer to my right. Colin Russo back to the network studios in West Palm Beach. Tabasco Segovia, the 57th minute goal is our difference right now in favor of Inter Miami. Lionel Messi stands over the ball on the far side, and now we have an Atlas player down in the box before the corner can be delivered. It's Gustavo Ferrares. He was tied up with Gonzalo Lujan. Ferrares taking a little bit of a dive there at the edge of the 6-yard box. The referee's going to come over and try and play police officer. That was definitely a dive from Gustavo Ferrares. He's clutching at his chest as if he has broken his sternum. He's claiming an elbow from Lujan, but if you look at the replay, nothing of the sort took place. Maybe the bicep hit the chest of Ferrares, but Ferrares was always going to send himself to ground. He was looking to instigate something. And if anything, it's going to allow a substitution to take place for Atlas. It looks like Federico Redondo is probably about to come on for Inter Miami. Matias Kokoro is about to be inserted for Atlas. For who, not sure. And then Redondo for Inter Miami is roaming the touchline near his manager, Javier Mascherano, in the 64th, almost 65th minute. And Inter Miami leading Atlas 1-0. An assist from Messi, a goal for Segovia. That is the difference in the scoreline right now. Wagon's going to trot over from all the way on the far side of the pitch as Ferrares continues to get treatment at the edge of the 6-yard box before this Inter Miami corner. Eventually, Inter Miami is going to have Lionel Messi deliver something from the far flag. We have to wait for Ferrares to actually get up and either stay on the pitch or walk across the touchline and enter these substitutions. Ferrares, formerly at Puebla, played in the MLS All-Star game. He was a halftime substitution for the Liga MX side. The Brazilian had 2 goals in 24-25 for Atlas. Atlas plays in the 3rd largest stadium in all of Mexico, Estadio Jalisco, which is in all likelihood going to be a World Cup venue next summer. Now Ferrares is up, and he is walking away, and Inter Miami will have a far side and near side corner sent in by Lionel Messi. Messi has to pull short if he wants him, and he does want to pull short along the touchline. Back to Messi. And along the end line, got around a defender, got to the right side of the box. Messi! He tries to get towards the 6-yard box. And the ball is tackled out of play across the end line. Messi is saying it should be a corner. Javier Mascherano is saying it should be a penalty. And the referee says play on. And the penalty drop continues for Inter Miami. And now we'll have our substitutions that we were just mentioning. Segovia's night is done for Inter Miami. The goal scorer is going to depart. And it's Federico Redondo who enters for the Herons. What another outstanding effort from Talasco Segovia. And for Atlas, the final decision is Matthias Doria, the left back, giving way to Matias Kokoro. Kokoro played previously in MLS at Montreal, actually scored a goal for Montreal in the 2024 Leagues Cup. And now he debuts in the 2025 Leagues Cup off the bench for Atlas of Liga MX. Now we are heading towards some significant added time, it appears. This has taken forever to have any semblance of free-flowing play. It's taken about 5 minutes for us to see that. And we welcome you to the 67th minute in this Leagues Cup group stage showdown. Inter Miami and Atlas. 1-0 Inter Miami on top. Inter Miami in its left defensive half. Luis Suarez on the ground, won the ball. And then Redondo tried to push the ball forward. And he's claiming handball as Atlas wins it back. Inter Miami wanted to get out on the counter. Well, Suarez was really working. He was fully laid out on this natural grass, and with his right foot was able to keep stabbing at the ball. But Atlas eventually came out of the scrum with it, and Atlas has it in its left defensive half. Left to right is the attack for Atlas in this second half. The lone goal in this match, courtesy of Talasco Segovia, just over 10 minutes ago on an assist from Lionel Messi. But everything was predicated on Sergio Busquets, a beautiful feed from outside the box. Messi made the run, and then Messi was able to pick out Segovia for the goal at the edge of the 6-yard box, that there was nothing Camilo Vargas, the veteran keeper, could do for Atlas. Defensive midfield. Now into the midfield circle is Atlas. And a ball then is delivered into the right attacking half left of that circle. And now here comes Atlas's Falcone, able to play a sweeper roll and get out of trouble, nearing the right attacking third, but job not done. A play-through attempt from the middle channel, about 30 yards out. Eduardo Aguirre was looking for Yuka, but Yuka held up his run, and Rocco Rios Novo scoops up that dribbling ball in his own area. He'll sidewind a right-footed delivery, and cut it in front of it was Atlas as Allende watched that get picked off in midair. And now Atlas on the move. It was Gonzalez who had the interception, and now Gonzalez in the attacking midfield. Now up the near right touchline, Atlas with Ferreres, who suddenly is A-OK after staying down for about 4 minutes before an Inter-Miami corner on a phantom contact to the chest. On the right flank, Atlas to the near right touchline. Ferreres to the right of the box, trying to turn in and deliver across, unable to do so, but winning a corner is Eduardo Aguirre. Falcone last to touch it for Inter-Miami, and Aguirre is going to do the corner duties with a white 19 across his back for Atlas. Near side to far side, right attacking third corner. Aguirre delivers to the edge of the 6-yard box. There's the punch from Rios Novo. It is delivered back in by Atlas, and it took a deflection off of a body, and Rios Novo sprawling to his right, racing outside the 6-yard area, falls on the ball on his chest. Kokoro was pursuing that loose ball for Atlas, but Falcone shouldered him off, and then those two shook hands at the end of the play. Good sportsmanship between those two. Two tough players just playing hard, and Redondo's called for a foul in the midfield. He thought he had a steal just to the left of the midfield circle, but the whistle blew, and Alba, who had gotten in front of the defense, held up and decided, or Suarez rather, decided, I don't need to run any further. And a hydration break here in Fort Lauderdale, and it happens in the 71st minute. Inter-Miami, a 1-0 lead over Atlas of Liga MX. So the cooling break has come upon us as Javier Mascherano ushers his team in. Rodrigo de Paul, who already had a taste of the hot, humid American summer in the FIFA Club World Cup with Atletico Madrid, not fazed by this at all. This is what he knows now, and this is what he's going to have to continue to adapt to long term. But he experienced this again for a 2.5-week stretch in June. So this hot, humid air, this heavy air, this suffocating air, nothing new for him. And for Atlas out of Guadalajara, this is just another Wednesday. One of the few times that Inter-Miami is going to play a match outside of MLS where the opposing side is not going to be completely foreign to the concept of this blanket of air that exists here in South Florida. A lot of MLS sides also come in at a disadvantage, but not a Liga MX side, and certainly not one based out of Guadalajara. So the cooling break has concluded, and both teams are back out onto the pitch. Orlando City and Pumas are in action. 1-0 Orlando City at halftime. Minnesota United leads Querétaro 2-0, 30th minute, half-hour mark, and it's 1-1, 70th minute in Atlanta between Atlanta United and Necaxa. So this, with Inter-Miami up 1-0 over Atlas, a better night than last night already for MLS, at least at this juncture. As Inter-Miami had Rodrigo de Paul running into the left attacking half. He got sent to the ground. He's a little banged up. He is wincing and clutching at his right shoulder. DePaul's going to need a little bit. He was grabbed from behind by Jose Lozano, which is why DePaul feels the pain in his shoulder, but as Inter-Miami gets play back underway from the attacking midfield far side, DePaul able to unclutch his shoulder and swipe the ball backwards. Long ball forward, misplayed by Atlas, and it is Allende for Inter Miami out of left attacking third. They need reinforcements to come back. Alba from the near side into the middle channel. It's DePaul. Now to the right wing. Messi nearing the area. Messi plays it to the box to Paul, and it was played away left foot by Lozano across the right end line. Corner, Inter Miami. Far side to near side. This corner presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Representing injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Messi takes his sweet time ambling to the far flag. Left attacking third. He will deliver an in-swinging corner if he doesn't go short to DePaul. Rodrigo de Paul in his debut match for Inter Miami, the world champion with Argentina, 31 years old. Messi does send an in-swinger to the 6-yard box, headed away from the mouth of goal by Kokoro. It's kept in, though, by DePaul, and he's going to distribute back to Messi. Messi, right of the area, got around a defender. Messi got in deep. Messi laid it back outside the 6-yard box. It is going to be played out with a left foot by Atlas. There's still a fight for it right of the area. And finally, Hernandez for Atlas sends it 30 yards away. But Inter Miami is going to get right back on the ball. And from the left attacking half midfield, it'll be Jordi Alba feeds it to the goalkeeper, Rocos Rios Novo, who is in his own penalty arc right side of this natural pitch. Inter Miami just trying to stay in possession here. 75th minute. And DePaul a square ball in the right defensive half for Inter Miami. Far side to near side. Corralled expertly by Jordi Alba. And Alba and Allende, a bit of a 1-2. Now Suarez back onto Allende, left attacking half. Played back defensively. And it's Maxi Falcone, who is going to give it back to Rocco Rios Novo. And he touches it with a right foot. And then blasted along the far touchline in the right defensive third. Marcelo Way got nutmegged one man, couldn't get around to second, but there's Rodrigo de Paul there to clean up the mess, and he takes a shove from behind, and he draws the foul from the referee, Juan Calderon Perez. A veteran move from Rodrigo de Paul. Well, de Paul was very open about the fact he wants to win trophies. He wants to continue to write the history of this young organization, and he wanted to do so alongside one of his great friends, Lionel Messi. And he is starting that quest tonight. Substitution, Inter Miami, Ben Kromaski will come on for the Herons. And today, Allende's night concludes. Kromaski, who was named to the team of the match day last week for getting a start at left back and playing extremely well for the wildly short-handed Inter Miami side that didn't have Lionel Messi and did not have Jordi Alba, did not have Maxi Falcone. Injuries abound, and Ben Kromaski featured prominently at left back. Atlas has it in its left defensive third, and it's played right on to Suarez, who tried to lay it off to Kromaski, and Kromaski overran the ball, much to the chagrin of Suarez. And now look out, Atlas, right attack in half, far side touchline. 77-42, 77-43. Into the right attacking third, a ball lobbed into the box. Yuka trying to make a turn, laid it off to Aguirre, and a dribbler of a left-footed shot. Rios Novo diving to his left-hand side, able to make the save, though I'm not sure it was on target. May not count as an official save. Regardless, Rios Novo did not allow a rebound. But Atlas getting aggressive in their attacking half, trying to keep play going, and it'll be a free kick for Atlas on a foul. No, it's a throw-in as Inter Miami played it across the near touchline in the Atlas right attacking half. We are past the precipice of the 78th minute, 1-0 Inter Miami. Talasco Segovia, the difference, a 57th minute goal. The assist from Lionel Messi. Messi, who had 7 goals in the knockout stages of the 2023 Leagues Cup. In his infancy in an Inter Miami shirt, he has already made his impact on this tournament. Here's Atlas. Outside the upper left of the box, and it is swiped away by Inter Miami. Inter Miami does not push forward. Atlas goes to retrieve in its left defensive half. Now a ball from left of the midfield circle to the right-hand side, and here comes Atlas attacking half right side. On the ball, Gonzalez. Gonzalez into the middle channel in front of the midfield circle. Orocha delivers the ball to the outside, to the left of the box. Here is Atlas. Good job, Weigott, but he didn't clear the ball away. It's pushed into the middle. The ball's loose, and Atlas scores. Nobody cleared it in a pink shirt, and Atlas gets the goal. And we are level 1-1 in the 79th minute. Well, Inter Miami and its defense allowed the ball to stay alive, and Rios Novo couldn't do anything about it. And it's Jose Lozano who draws us level. And the Atlas fans in attendance making noise now. It is 1-1. Falcone couldn't clear. Falcone had a cross hit him as he was laying down on the near post, and then it was blasted home by Lozano. The ball went off the near post and into the back of the net. We're going to have two substitutions here for Atlas. We await the players. It's going to be Carlos Orantilla who comes in. There's going to be a second player as well. Sergio Hernandez is off. Jesus Serrato is going to come on as well. So Orantilla in for Hernandez. And Jesus Serrato is on for Gonzalez. So Arturo Gonzalez is off. He races off the pitch. Well, Inter Miami concedes, and it is 1-1 on the Lozano goal. The second half substitute makes an impact, and now Inter Miami needs to chase this one again. Inter Miami into the left attacking third. It is Luis Suarez who nearly scored from the top of the box, and a right foot saved away by Vargas almost immediately. Oh, my goodness. Kromoski, a wonderful job of letting a ball roll through on a pass from Messi from 30 yards out, and Suarez almost planted. And now an in-swinging corner, far side and near side, presented by Ladder Rider Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. And Atlas on the near post delivered it back beyond the end line for another Ladder Rider Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath corner. 1-1, 82nd minute. Messi delivers again. In-swinger, it's floating, and it's punched away by the keeper and cleared by Atlas. And now a fight for it in the midfield. Look out. Bodies hitting the floor everywhere. The referee blows his whistle as Weigott came out of there with it. But throwing himself to the ground was Yuka, and a card's going to be shown to Weigott. So Weigott is the first booking of the night for Inter Miami. Well, the Atlas goal came out of nowhere, and now Inter Miami a little bit on the back foot. 1-1 Inter Miami and Atlas. We are in the late stages of minute number 83. A reminder, there is no extra time. It goes straight to penalties if we finish the 90 level. Right attacking half, right of the midfield circle is Aldo Rocha for Atlas. The referee is talking to Wagon. And now coming over to talk to Redondo. And Redondo's been shown a yellow, or was that the initial target? All right, so Wagon's not in the book. It's Redondo, the referee, switching that up. .5 minutes in, and Inter Miami is going to have to find a hero here. 1-1. The score line is even. The equalizer, Lozano of Atlas. Here's a misplay by Jordi Alba in the Inter Miami defensive half, and Atlas is on the ball. And Falcone sends the ball out of play near touchline. It'll be a throw-in right attacking third for Atlas. And the throw-in, a second ball is on the pitch, goes into the midfield portion. And now we are down to one ball once again on the pitch. So that's escorted back across the near touchline, and playing out of the back is Atlas. Robert Pierre onto the keeper, Vargas, who nearly gave it a right to Kromoski. He was pressing hard. Inter Miami is trying to trap, and now a long ball defensive half to the right attacking half of Atlas, and Inter Miami handles that well with Falcone. Now Redondo into some space for Busquets. Busquets tried to force a ball left defensive half to DePaul, picked off by Atlas. And Falcone with a nice tackle from behind. Give it to Messi. Now Inter Miami wants to run. Left attacking half. Suarez sent it to nobody. Make that to Paul. Sent it to nobody. From the far side, just inside the left attacking half. Wanted to see if he could maybe wind it to Suarez. But his run was way too late. And the keeper for Atlas, Vargas, able to come up with it. And now Atlas running forward, unimpeded, right attacking third. It's given off by Aguirre to the left of the box. Another opportunity for Atlas, edge of the area, upper left, now into the middle. Here's Arocha. He'll send it to the right of the area. Took a tough hop, it was handled well though. Now a feed to the penalty spot, and a volley that it was directed to the near post, but it was Rios Novo who dove to corral it into his stomach. And now Inter Miami on good distribution from a right arm of Rios Novo will make its way into the left attacking half. That picked out Suarez, and now Inter Miami in the midfield circle. Busquets, Messi, DePaul, back to Messi. Messi left attacking half in the middle. Sends a ball to the left. Alba, he gets it on a hop. Controls left foot. Sends across to the middle, and Messi's attempt was blocked. And it's going to be a deep, near side corner throw-in. And another sub, Alonso Ramirez for Atlas. Aldo Rocha gives the captain's armband to the goalkeeper, Camilo Vargas. And time wasting against Rocha. He's been shown yellow. 87-30 on the clock. 1-1 Inter Miami and Atlas in this tense opening match of the 2025 Leagues Cup between these two sides. Next up for Inter Miami, Necaxa over the weekend. And you don't want to be playing catch-up. You want all 3 points if you can get them. If this remains level through full time, both teams will get a point in the Leagues Cup table, and the winner of the penalties will get all 3. Inter Miami left attacking third, Redondo. Had the ball roll to him, and he is going to left foot it all the way back into the midfield. Now right defensive half, Inter Miami. Lujan is on it. Lujan, dangerous ball, but was able to get it to Falcone, and he will make his way back into the left attacking half. On to Kromoski. Now Jordi Alba near touchline left side. Swings it into the middle. Here's Suarez. Suarez through the legs of DePaul. Got through Messi, but Messi able to find an outlet on the right wing. Wagon. Back to Messi on the right wing. Messi stutter step. Messi left foot. Messi drives forward. Messi falls down. And Messi, instead of a foul being called, grabbed the ball because he thought it was an infraction, and the referee says play on to Atlas. But Inter Miami does well to get back, as Atlas was trying to catch Inter Miami off guard and poke it away from Lozano. But Atlas has it right back in the right attacking half. But a whistle and a stoppage And the ball went across that far touchline. It'll be a throw-in defensive half Inter Miami from the far side. We welcome all of you on the Inter Miami Radio Network, especially everybody worldwide listening on YouTube. Inter Miami struck first, 57th minute. Telesco Segovia on an assist from Messi. But then, about 10 minutes ago, Atlas with the equalizer. It's 1-1 as we near 90 minutes and a turnover by Busquets in the midfield. Atlas driving into the right portion of the box. Here's a delivery, far post, and it was nearly Atlas going on top. But on the near post, a ball went up over the crossbar after it was played back from that far left end line. Oh, goodness. Near disaster for Inter Miami. What a run. A step over from Favares. He sent it to the left portion of the 6-yard box, and it was just off the mark and out of play, and Inter Miami with a goal kick. 5 added minutes. 5 added minutes after the 90, and Inter Miami concedes an Atlas throw-in in the Atlas attacking half, right side. 1-1, Inter Miami and Atlas. The keeper, Vargas, as the ball is blasted back into the defensive half, into the midfield with the right foot, but DePaul has it for Inter Miami. Sends the ball forward, Messi, right side of the box. There's a collision with the keeper. The ball rolls free across the end line, and the referee says goal kick for Atlas. What a ball from DePaul in the midfield. Messi was just one step too slow coming up the right flank. There was also a little bit of a grab of the shoulder from Robert Pierre. The referee allowed play to continue. And Camilo Vargas, the goalkeeper, is up. He's tying his shoe. He's taking his time. Man, what a rough spot if this goes to penalties to put the 24-year-old Rocco Rios Novo against the established veteran 36-year-old Camilo Vargas. That certainly would be advantage Atlas. And now Vargas is tying his shoe again. Up gamesmanship from a league that knows how to do it with the best of them, Liga MX. And there needs to be a card now as Vargas threw the ball outside the area as if a foul was called and he was going to be taking a free kick from there. Now he moves it back into his area. And we are already at the 92nd minute, 2 minutes into additional 5. And Vargas sends it back into play in the Liga MX side of the pitch. Right attacking half. It's headed twice into the right attacking third. Redondo swept it out of there. And now Inter Miami trying to come out of the back to Paul, though, before he could get a foot on it. Has an Atlas left boot delivered across the far touchline in Inter Miami's right defensive half. Off the throw-in. Inter Miami in the middle of their defensive half. It's DePaul. On to Suarez, left attacking half. Inter Miami has some numbers. Here is Alba just outside the upper left of the box. Into the middle. He tried to pick out. Ben Kremoski was making a run right up the channel, and he could not get a foot on it. And it rolls across the right end line. Goal kick, Atlas. Oh, I think Kremoski got tied up in his own 2 feet. If he slides, he might direct it into goal. And now Atlas playing the clock as Favares draws boos from all corners of Chase Stadium, acting as if he has a cramp. And Atlas is playing for the penalties and for at the very least a point in the table. Now Inter Miami is going to, in all likelihood, go to penalties with a 24-year-old backup keeper and Rocco Rios Novo. Camilo Vargas, 36 years old, the number 1 keeper for Atlas. A vast difference. Inter Miami is going to have a throw in far side in its defensive half right side. Atlas immediately bounces that back into their attacking half, but a foul against Atlas as Falcone was sent tumbling, trying to put a head on it. We have 1 minute left of added time before penalties. Long ball defensive half to the left, attacking half near left touchline. Alba rolls it on to Kromoski, left to the area. Kromoski was knocked down. The referee says play on. Kromoski still fighting for the ball, kept it in play in the near corner, but then Atlas will clear it away. And it's high into the air in the midfield. Boy, it's a rugby match. The referee's letting everything go, and Atlas is going to come out of there with it. In the attacking midfield, right portion of the field. Now up the near side, tiptoeing that touchline. Aguirre, a ball delivered into the box. Falcone having some issues with it, and an Atlas player comes flying in to knock it across the near end line. Goal kick, Inter Miami. Camilo Vargas, the keeper, had about 90 seconds of ridiculousness 3 minutes ago. Hopefully that gets tacked on to the end of this added time as we approach 95 minutes, 5 added minutes. Inter Miami left attacking half, nearing the death. Here's Messi in this 1-1 scoreline. Messi rolled a ball to nobody in the middle, and it is won by Wagon of Inter Miami as Atlas tried to clear it away. Now a ball far side to near side. Alba, upper left of the box, lays it to the middle. Messi through two defenders. Suarez, back to Messi, into the middle. Goal! Inter Miami's going to win! Inter Miami's going to win! Messi found Wagon for a tap-in goal. Messi's second assist of the night. Inter Miami's going to win it at the death. Inter Miami finds a way. And now there's a stoppage and there's a discussion about the goal. And Wagon, Wagon's offside. Wagon's offside. The goal's not going to count, I don't think. The referee has waved off the goal. There is screaming and shouting at the referee. Inter Miami's pleading for a look from VAR. Marcelo Wagon thought he had the winner. We're taking a look at the replay again from our vantage point. I don't see any way in which Wagon is onside. Messi sent that ball forward, but it appears as if VAR is looking at it. 1-1 it remains here. We're at 97-12 on the clock, and the referee is indeed going to look at it. It's a goal! It's a goal! It's awarded a goal! The goal stands! Inter Miami's going to win! Marcelo Wagon's the hero, and the assist from Lionel Messi. Upon review, the goal stands. They went to VAR. And it's 2-1 Inter Miami. Oh, the drama. VAR ruled the pass from Messi was perfectly horizontal, and the tap-in goal is good. Marcelo Wagon with the match-winning goal right at the final whistle. Messi 2 assists tonight for Inter Miami. And we continue to look at the replay. And Messi is even with Wagon. He's even with Wagon when he delivers the pass. Wagon is not in front of Messi as the pass is delivered. Yes, the ball went forward, but Wagon was behind the plane of Messi. It is a good goal, and it's 2-1 Inter Miami. Can Inter Miami finally get the match day done? Yes! The final whistle blows. Inter Miami on the final kick of the match. Gets a Marcelo Wagon goal. Cello comes through on a feed from Messi. Inter Miami finds a way. They never gave up, and they hold off an extremely game Atlas side. Inter Miami 2, Atlas 1. Messi Maestro does it again, and Wagon wears the King's crown. What a grind. A magnificent finish. Wagon onside by the width of a paperclip. And Inter Miami has all 3 points in the table to win in regulation. Oh my goodness. You could not have scripted it any more dramatically than that. And Inter Miami has the first full-time victory for Major League Soccer in the 2025 Leagues Cup. The number 2 overall seed holds serve in the most dramatic of fashions. And now we have pushing and shoving at midfield as Gustavo Ferreres got into Rodrigo de Paul's face. Now, everybody trying to separate one another. There is still jostling and pushing and shoving. Lionel Messi is really nowhere near that. He is just being asked for his jersey. As is the usual turn of events. Rodrigo de Paul gave his shirt to an Atlas player. Inter Miami with goals from Talasco, Segovia, and Cello Wagon. And at the death defeat handed to Atlas, Inter Miami is able to show the fortitude and pick up all 3 points. And what a start to the Leagues Cup for Inter Miami. 2-1, the final scoreline. Let's take a break. We'll return and we'll start a victorious postgame show. Inter Miami 2, Atlas 1 on the Inter Miami Radio Network.
What if every use of your debit card turned spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS air conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSisyes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
Experience the power and prestige of the new 2025 Range Rover Sport P530 Dynamic SE. Now available for lease at just $15.29 a month for 36 months. With $89.95 due at signing, you'll be behind the wheel of true luxury and performance. But hurry, offers like this don't last forever. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and drive the future of sophistication. Land Rover, above and beyond.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
Inter Miami gets a last gasp goal from Chelo Wagon. On a delivery from Lionel Messi, it was Luis Suarez who started the final moment run forward before we were about to head to penalties. And instead, Messi barely keeping Wagon onside. Wagon the tap-in goal. Inter Miami kicks off Leagues Cup play in dramatic fashion. Inter Miami 2, Atlas 1, and what a thriller here tonight in Fort Lauderdale. We welcome you in to the post-game show presented by your South Florida Audi dealers. Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5 with a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. They're best made better. Test drive the all-new 2025 Audi Q5 at your local South Florida Audi dealer today or visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. Oscar Gonzalez, the OG on-site engineer to my right. And back to the network studios in West Palm Beach, Colin Russo in this post-game show. 2-1, Inter Miami beats Atlas. And there's just something about world-class players debuting for Inter Miami and doing so against Liga MX sides. It was Lionel Messi 2 years ago in his debut in Major League Soccer for Los Heranitos, and him planting the dramatic, legendary free kick that gave Inter Miami the win over Cruz Azul. And then tonight, Rodrigo de Paul, the absolute beast in the midfield, makes his debut, plays the full 90, and was a big part of Inter Miami knocking off Atlas at the death 2-1. Let's look at numbers from this match tonight. And Inter Miami win a 2-1 victory. And Necaxa comes in on Saturday for another showdown with a Liga MX side, and Inter Miami will feel good that it found a way to get through. Necaxa victorious tonight at Atlanta United. We'll cover the rest of the Leagues Cup slate here in due time in this post-game show. Possession, Inter Miami 53.4% to Atlas 46.6%. 18-14 shots for Inter Miami. Atlas had 7 shots on target. Inter Miami with 5. 6 saves for Rocco Rios Novo, who looked the most confident he has looked at any point this season in goal tonight. He read angles well. He attacked the ball. He went for good, strong, high-percentage punches, and he made a couple of sprawling, extremely important saves. Camilo Vargas was wonderful for Atlas, but Inter Miami able to unlock him twice. Really no fault of his own, and Inter Miami comes out with the win. Block shots 5 for Inter Miami, 2 for Atlas. 426 passes for Inter Miami. That was 66 more than Atlas. Inter Miami also connected on a superior rate, 86.6% to Atlas's 83.6%. 11-6 corners win for Inter Miami. Both teams had 5 crosses. Inter Miami 2 offsides. Atlas stayed offside-less. Goalkeeper saves, as we mentioned, 6 for Rocco Rios Novo, 3 of them for Camilo Vargas of Atlas, 17 clearances for Atlas. They were excellent in that category, only 5 for Inter Miami. 13 Atlas fouls, 12 for Inter Miami, 3 yellows shown to the Liga MX side, while Inter Miami was given 1. That was Federico Redondo. Inter Miami was, in the second half, the better side. They were the most aggressive front foot team almost the entire 45. As we said on the broadcast, the equalizer from Jose Lozano of Atlas really came out of nowhere. There wasn't much of a forewarning or any sort of intention that Atlas was showing. There was no indication that they were really coming hard at Inter Miami's goal, but they kept hitting away at a loose ball left side of the box, and eventually the ball fell to Lozano, and he was able to tuck it off of the post and into the back of the net after it traveled across the face of goal. But Inter Miami had several immense chances after that. Atlas tried to waste time, tried to run down clock, tried to play for penalties, and eventually it hurt them as Inter Miami was able to find just a little bit of space. Suarez to Messi to Wagon, and that's how it ended. Wagon at the death, just past 95 minutes. There were 5 additional minutes tacked on, and Wagon wins it for Inter Miami in this debut match of the Leagues Cup for both Inter Miami and Atlas. More post-game to come, including a look at the Leagues Cup schedule here on this Wednesday night, and then we'll preview Necaxa. That's the next up in Liga MX for Inter Miami Leagues Cup action on Saturday. You are listening to the Inter Miami Radio Network.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Coming September 2nd to ESPN Radio, The Rich Eisen Show.
The Kansas City Chiefs are coming back this year, even better than last year's Super Bowl.
The Rich Eisen Show.
They're going to get calls that everybody thinks that Rodrigo de Paul is mandating that the Chiefs advance because Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce. Dynasty is over. The dynasty is not over.
Eisen's back. Weekdays at noon, starting September 2nd on ESPN 106.3.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5. With a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage built with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Our best made better.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
What if every use of your debit card turns spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami Postgame Show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Mike Rizzo taking the night off. I'm Ken LaVicka back at Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. A 2-1 victory for Inter Miami. Marcelo Weigott with the game-winning goal on a second assist on the night from Lionel Messi, and it comes right at the death of this one, and it sends the home fans delirious to the exits into the parking lot. Inter Miami 2, Atlas 1, and Inter Miami will have Necaxa next up in the second match of the group stage in Leagues Cup 2025. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of the Leagues Cup schedule here on this Wednesday night, and we'll revisit what happened last night as well. Spoiler alert, all bad for the most part for MLS. Yesterday, it was Toluca beating Columbus in penalties 4-2. It was 2-2 after full time. It was Puebla 3, New York City FC 0. Tigres pounded Houston at 4-1, while Mazatlan and LAFC played to a 1-1 scoreline, but Mazatlan won in penalties 11-10. And Pachuca in the premier match of the night on that first full night of action in Leagues Cup. Pachuca 3, San Diego 2. The only team to get 3 points last night was the side that sits at the bottom of the Eastern Conference in MLS. Weird how football works sometimes. Montreal won, Leon won, and Montreal won it in penalties 7-6 up north of the border. As per tonight, it has been better for Major League Soccer. Inter Miami, the first team to get full-time 3 points in this Leagues Cup. That 2-1 dramatic victory over Atlas right here at Chase Stadium. In Atlanta, Necaxa beat Atlanta United at 3-1. Orlando City and Pumas are level 1-1. Orlando City conceding late. That's in the 82nd minute now. So far, so good at the hour mark for Minnesota United. It's a 2-0 lead over Querétaro in that opener of Leagues Cup action for both teams. The Loons with a 2-0 lead. And about 15 minutes in, quarter hour in, it is Real Salt Lake playing host to 9-seed Club America. Later on tonight, It is a 10:30 Eastern time start. Portland Timbers and Atlético de San Luis. And then it is tomorrow, 6 matches, and the rest of the League's Cup opening matches played tomorrow. Monterrey is taking on Cincinnati at TQL Stadium. That'll be a good one. And then Charlotte welcomes Juarez into the Queen City. Guadalajara, the rivals of Atlas, by the way, they are at Sports Illustrated Stadium to take on New York Red Bulls. Colorado will play host to Santos Laguna. That is the side that shares ownership with Atlas. Just trying to tie things into the opponent here tonight. Cruz Azul and Seattle at Lumen Field, Pacific Northwest tomorrow, 10:30 Eastern time. And a half an hour later, LA Galaxy have Tijuana in Southern California. That is a close proximity, close geography matchup between those two teams. And when we return, we will preview Necaxa, who is into Fort Lauderdale. And what a history, what a following they have. It's going to be an epic Saturday tilt between Inter Miami and Necaxa. And we'll talk about it when we come back for a final time here to Fort Lauderdale. This is the Inter Miami Radio Network.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Coming September 2nd to ESPN Radio, The Rich Eisen Show.
He is none other than the head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes, Deion Sanders. Look at you, humble miss.
The Rich Eisen Show.
None other than Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers. How you doing, Jordan? Good to see you.
Good, Rich. How you doing?
Happy to have you back. Steve Sarkisian.
Appreciate you having me on, Rich.
Rich Eisen.
He runs the 40 and your lunch break. The Rich Eisen Show returns September 2nd on ESPN 106.3.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Want more from your drive? This is it. The all-new Audi Q5. With a powerful, sporty silhouette, dynamic handling, and responsive steering that makes every ride better than the last. An all-new interior with a digital stage built with you in mind. Introducing the all-new Audi Q5. Our best made better.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Ken LaVicka back with you at a near-empty Chase Stadium, but family and friends of Inter Miami players on the pitch now. A celebratory evening in Fort Lauderdale. Inter Miami 2, Atlas 1, Marcelo Wagon with the game-winning goal just past 95 minutes. It was Talasco Segovia that broke a 0-0 tie in the 57th minute. Jose Lozano of Atlas would equalize just a couple of minutes later, but Inter Miami is able to find a way to win and get off to a 3-point start in the table in their portion of the group stage in Leagues Cup 2025. It does not get any easier as Necaxa comes into Chase Stadium on Saturday. We'll have it for you right here on ESPN 106.3, as well as the Deportes Radio FC app and worldwide on YouTube, not to mention Apple TV as well and Sirius XM. So Inter Miami will welcome in a Necaxa side that was victorious 3-1 at Atlanta United this evening. Necaxa finished 5th in the Clausura table in Liga MX, bowed out in the quarterfinals, but they are extremely dynamic. They get after you in the attack, but also extremely physical defensively. Necaxa, an over 100-year-old organization, just like Atlas here tonight, just a bit younger, 101 years old, but Necaxa, an interesting story. Necaxa has a 50% ownership partner named NX Football USA. This happened in 2021, coming out of COVID as Liga MX ran on some hard financial times because of the pandemic. Now, this ownership group includes former owners from Major League Soccer's DC United, former managers from Swansea City, and celebrity ownership as well, very similar to the Dolphins down here in South Florida. Eva Longoria is part of the ownership. Mesut Ozil, soccer legend. Sean Marion, former NBA star. Justin Verlander, former Cy Young Award winner. He is part of this ownership group, as well as his wife, model Kate Upton. And get this, Necaxa's backers purchased 5% of Wrexham, who is now sitting in the championship in England. Back-to-back promotions for Wrexham and its celebrity owners, Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds. And in turn, those two have also purchased a minority stake in Necaxa. So it should be no surprise to you, if you're a fan of Welcome to Wrexham on FX, that Necaxa is about to have its own reality series behind the scenes on FX as well. So Necaxa is about to become a household name, maybe the most household name, rivaling Tigres and Pumas and Club America out of Liga MX. So it'll be Necaxa and all that Hollywood force into South Florida on Saturday night to take on the most high-profile MLS side in league history and North America's most watched side, Inter Miami. This will be one for the spotlights for sure, one for the marquee for sure on Saturday night. Want to send along a couple of thank yous before we say farewell from South Florida. Want to thank Oscar Gonzalez, the OG on-site engineer, for all of his fine work and great job out of the bullpen tonight. Always appreciate his assistance. Colin Russo back in the network studios in West Palm Beach. I'm Ken LaVicka. Your final scoreline for a final time from Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Inter Miami 2, Atlas 1 in the opening group stage match of the 2025 Leagues Cup. We'll talk to you Saturday here from Chase Stadium. This has been Inter Miami Football. Good night, everybody.
We now return to our regularly scheduled programming already in progress on ESPN 106.3.